The sun is out, the breeze is blowing, and that means it's time for baseball. Opening day of the 2018 Cape Cod Baseball League season. Hi, folks. Welcome to the Gatemen Baseball Network. Alongside Cam Stewart, I'm JD Rachi, getting you ready for a fantastic matchup to start the season today between the Wareham Gatemen and the Chatham Anglers. And Cam, Wareham's coming off a season, one of the best seasons in a while for this Gatemen franchise. Such an incredibly impressive run last year in 2017.
Yeah, it was a rough start for the Gatemen. They were really struggling through this month of June, but we were really able to get it together in July and was able to sneak in as the 4 seed in the Western Division. Was able to beat number 1 seed Falmouth in a 2-game sweep before losing to Bourne, our arch rivals here in Wareham, in the division finals. Bourne would go on to lose to Brewster, but I think that is something to look forward to if it is a slow start again this season, the way they were able to rally back in July in the latter weeks of the season. So definitely a successful season in the end for Wareham, but just not able to get over that hump and get to the finals.
And we saw Wareham have such an impressive season last year, and the roster is certainly reloaded and ready to go for this season. 7 Team USA players, the most in a long time in the Cape League for any team, and definitely the most in Gatemen history, are on this roster, and it's an absolutely loaded roster, loaded with hitters, pitchers, just about anything you can think of. The Gatemen have it.
And I think that is a good mark on head coach Don Snedden and GM Andy Lang. They really did a great job recruiting this year. Coach Snedden saying they expect probably only about 3 of those 7 guys to see action for the Gatemen this year, but as you said, that number 7 of guys going to Team USA, that's unheard of down here in these parts. So definitely a struggle for them. Well, let's see how they're able to respond with it. They got a couple of guys here today, so not often you'd see guys that good be able to start the season right now with the NCAA playoffs still going on. But we'll see. It's going to be one of those many hurdles that a Cape League team has to go through.
And there's a couple of players that aren't even here yet. Sahid Valenzuela of Cal State Fullerton. The Titans got knocked out a couple of days ago, along with a couple of guys from Arkansas and Oklahoma as well. And then we look at the Chatham side of things. Tom Holliday, the new manager of the Chatham Anglers, taking over after John Schiffner spent decades at the helm of this Anglers team. What kind of impact did Schiffner have on this team and on the league as a whole? He's going to be a Hall of Fame inductee later this season.
Well, I think to put it objectively, he was basically the face of the Cape League for decades here. One of the premier clubs in this league is Chatham. You know, they have the book about them, they have the movie about them, and Schiffner was really the mainstay for all those years. You know, it's the players come and go every year, but Schiff was always here. One of the protagonists in the book, The Last Great League, that has been such a great book for our league. And yeah, with a lot of send-offs last year, almost like a farewell tour like David Ortiz a couple years ago. He was able to manage the All-Star game at Spillane last year, and he really did deserve that kind of send-off. He's put a lot of players in the pros from here, just long laundry list of great pros coming from here out of Chatham, and has really been one of the great institutions of the league. All-time wins leader, as you said, going into the Hall of Fame, well-deserved. It's a little weird seeing someone else patrol the dugout here in Chatham.
And the replacement, Tom Holliday, he's nothing to sneeze at, former head coach at Oklahoma State, and also has somebody you might have heard of, is in his genealogy. His son, Matt Holliday, used to play for the Yankees, the Cardinals, the Rockies, a couple of other teams.
Just a league MVP.
Yeah, no big deal. There's certainly some baseball pedigree running through these Chatham Anglers this season with Tom Holliday at the mound. Well, that'll do it for Cam and I for right now. And now we're going to send it over to the 3rd member of our broadcast team and our host today, Henrique Demore.
Thank you, guys. Year. Over 7 appearances, 5 starts. Joey Matulovic, a 6'3" right-hander for Wareham today. Last year, a 2.34 ERA, held opponents to just 2.34 batting average. Struck out 26 guys over 30 innings, and this year had an impressive year at Cal. 3.47 ERA, struck out 45 guys over 46 innings pitched, mainly used in relief, but again, keeping opponents to that 2.30, 2.33 mark at the plate as well. Across from him for Chatham, the big closer from West Virginia, 6'6" right-handed pitcher Alec Manoa, 2018 at West Virginia. 54 innings pitched. He can chuck it. 60 strikeouts. Has a cutter that he likes to go to as his put-out pitch. Just 28 walks on the year as well over those 54 innings. The year before that, a Big 12 all-freshman team member in 2017. Right now, we're going to throw it down to the fourth member of our broadcast team, our sideline reporter, Mary Orders, who has a pregame interview with today's starter for Wareham, Joey Matulovic. Mary, down to you.
Thanks, guys. I'm joined by Joey Matulovic, pitcher for the Gatemen. Welcome back to the Gatemen. How does it feel to be here again?
It's great. It's actually, I think it's better a second time because I'm familiar with all the faces and I know a lot of people. I'm staying with the same host family, which is a lot of fun. So yeah, I think it's better the second time, honestly, so far.
Awesome. And obviously there's a significant change from college play to here, as there's an increase in competition and you guys play every single day. What adjustments do you make, if any, from college play to here?
I think the biggest adjustment from a pitching standpoint is the wood bats. As a pitcher, you can just attack them and just let it play from there. I mean, it's an environment that's way more conducive to just getting better instead of trying to win every single game. Obviously, you want to win, but you're here to get better.
And how do you prepare for a game like today, having not seen most of the players before?
I mean, you just go out there and pitch. I'm interested. I mean, I faced a few live hitters the other day, but it's going to be fun to get back out there and face some live hitters in a game.
Great. And lastly, congrats are in order. You were drafted in the 20th round by the Milwaukee Brewers. How does it feel, and are you planning on signing?
It feels good. So yeah, that's an interesting thing. I'm out here, and the Brewers organization, their head guys are going to come out, I think, next week and kind of see where we're at, and then if we can get a deal going, then I'll sign. But if not, then I'm here the rest of the summer. So we'll see. Whichever way it works out, it'll be fine.
Great. Thank you so much, Joey, for your time. Back up to you guys in the booth.
Fielder from the University of Michigan, Dominic Clementi. And on the mound tonight.
Thank you, Mary. We're going to send it to a quick commercial break. When we come back, starting lineups here from Veterans Field.
The Gatemen would like to thank Wareham Country Market for helping to feed the Gatemen players and staff after games. They are located about a quarter of a mile from the field on Route 6, offering a convenience store, a Dunkin' Donuts, and a deli.
The Mezzaluna restaurant is a third-generation family-run Italian restaurant celebrating 80 years in business. Located on Main Street in Buzzards Bay at the foot of the Bourne Bridge, Mezzaluna specializes in Italian cuisine, seafood, steaks, and chops, and offers fresh nightly specials, a lunch menu that's the best deal in town, and serving Cape Cod's famous prime rib every Wednesday and Saturday. Enjoy outside dining in the summer months and a full bar and lounge area year-round. Book your private function in one of our many function rooms. Although reservations are not required, they are always recommended. Come enjoy the feast at Mezzaluna, the Italian family restaurant.
For a nostalgic Cape Cod vacation experience, head to Bay Motor Inn, where guests are treated like family. Located in the heart of Buzzards Bay Village, this 1950-style cottage colony still provides you with up-to-date amenities. The Gatemen thank the Bay Motor Inn for their support.
Head on over to BB's Bar and Grill for food, drinks, and fun. Located just off Cranberry Highway, come in to sample the scrumptious fare or relax with a drink while enjoying live entertainment. The Gatemen thank BB's Bar and Grill for their support.
Cape Cod Healthcare is the leading provider of healthcare services for residents and visitors of Cape Cod, with 2 acute care hospitals and more than 450 physicians. For more information, please visit capecodhealth.org. Cape Cod Healthcare, expert physicians, quality hospitals, superior care.
One of the Gatemen's favorite places for their post-game meals is Cool Cone, where you can get anything from fried clams and fried chicken to an ice cream sundae, and then top it all off with a round of mini-golf. Cool Cone, located on Route 6 on the Wareham-Marion line.
At E.L. Morse.
Georgia Tech. Batting fifth, the catcher from Georgia Tech, Jake Mccann. Batting 6th, Jake Taylor, the designated hitter from Oklahoma State. Batting 7th for Chatham. Number 5, the third baseman, Ben Ramirez from USC, University of Southern California. Batting 8th, the second baseman, Austin Wilhite from Georgia Tech. And batting 9th, the shortstop, number 2, Gregory Jones from UNC Wilmington. Again, starting for the Chatham Anglers, Alec Manoa of West Virginia. And now the starting lineups for your Wareham Gatemen. Leading off today for Wareham, center fielder number 51 from Purdue, Skylar Hunter. Batting 2nd, the second baseman, Oliver Dunn from Utah. Batting 3rd, the first baseman, Andrew Vaughn from California at Berkeley. Batting 4th, the left fielder, Brian Packard from Eastern Carolina. Batting 5th from Austin Peay State, designated hitter Parker Phillips. Batting 6th, the shortstop from UNLV, Bryson Stott. Batting 7th, the third baseman, Austin Stenton from Florida International. Batting 8th, the catcher, Luke Roscom from Nebraska at Lincoln. And batting 9th, the right fielder, Dominic Clementi from University of Michigan. And starting for the Gatemen, pitcher number 45, Joey Matulovic. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we've got an interview and 10 minutes from first pitch.
At first base, Mark.
The Bay Point Golf Club offers a unique collection of 18 championship golf holes, a beautiful banquet facility, and a club host that has a fully stocked pro shop. The Bay Point Grill is a perfect place to grab a meal or watch a game. The course is located off of Onset Avenue in Buzzards Bay. The Gatemen thank you for your support.
Wareham House of Pizza has been serving Wareham and Marion for over 40 years with steak and cheese, pizza, and subs. Located in Shaw's Plaza, head on over for pickup or let them deliver to you.
South Coast Health, operators of Charlton Memorial Hospital, St. Luke's Hospital, and Toby Hospital, delivers an unmatched combination of clinical excellence with a personal touch. They are proud to serve as southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island's only not-for-profit health system, as well as the region's largest employer. South Coast Health, the best care plus something more.
Located along the Cape Cod Canal, Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay is the area's newest rental independent living, assisted living, and memory care community. With some of the area's largest apartments and an ultra-inclusive monthly service package, Keystone Place is a life-fulfilling retirement community unlike any other. Distinct assisted living and memory care programs provide personal care services according to each individual's needs. Discover Keystone Place, the best option for meeting the care and support needs of seniors on Cape Cod.
The Beach House Grill at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa is the perfect spot for a seaside lunch or evening clam bake, a proud member of leading hotels of the world.
Whatever your goals may be, Joe Crespi and the Merrill Lynch of Taunton will work with you to develop a customized financial strategy designed to help you pursue what's important to you. Managing your wealth and listening to you is their top priority.
At the intersection.
Welcome back, Wareham Gatemen Baseball, just a few minutes away. Before we get into it, JD and Cam in the booth going to give you a little more preview from both sides before action gets underway.
Thank you very much, Enrique. Cam, it's going to be a great matchup, an interdivision matchup to start the season. Very interesting that Wareham traveling all the way out to Chatham to start the year, but I suppose it does get one of the long road trips out of the way right away.
That's exactly what I was thinking, JD. As much as we like coming to Veterans Field here, it is a hike from Wareham, so it's good that we get this out of the way right away. I'm really interested in the pitching matchup, though, today. Matulovic, a guy who was here last year, we've seen he had a bit of struggles towards the end of the season, but we know he's got good stuff over there at Cal. Same thing with Manoa. I mean, he's one of the toughest pitchers in the Big 12, especially when he gets going, and we'll see him in a starting role today. Don't know how long he's going to go, but this is a guy who can be pretty dangerous as well. A lot of pitches in his arsenal.
And this isn't the first time we're going to see this Gatemen team. It's the first time we're going to see a couple of players. We haven't seen Skylar Hunter, Andrew Vaughn, Bryant Packard, Parker Phillips, Bryson Stott yet this season, but we have seen 2 games for the Gatemen already. 2 exhibition games, one against Newport Goals last week at Spillane, and then on the road against Martha's Vineyard last Saturday. What impressed you from the Gatemen, and maybe what do the Gatemen need to work on moving forward after those 2 exhibition games?
Well, from what I saw, it's kind of 2 completely different games. If you'd agree with me there was a 7-6 roller coaster loss to Newport, and then the 2-2 tie down there in the Vineyard. And they really kept battling back in the first game. The offense was there. They were keeping the line moving, a lot of 2-out runs, which are obviously so hard to come by. And then the bullpen kind of failed them in the end, gave up 3 in the 8th that ended up sinking the ship for the game. And then on the flip side, going into the Vineyard, the bullpen was very tough. All the arms looked good, for the exception of maybe one for Wareham, but they were getting out of big jams, keeping that game close, and if you can do that, that's really going to pay dividends. The bullpen, I think, is the most crucial part of the game here down in the Cape League. So it was a tale of two completely different games, and it was the preseason, so it's almost like tossing up a wild card, isn't it, going into today's opener?
And we talked about the Team USA guys earlier, the Andrew Vaughns, Bryson Stotts, and Bryant Packards of the world for the Wareham Gatemen. But how about some of the temp guys that we've seen impress thus far? Who's impressed you among Gatemen through the first 2 games?
Well, it's been all those guys coming out of the bullpen. I believe it was White the other day who got out of the bases loaded jam, was tremendous. Bases loaded, nobody out, was able to get out of it. There's where you're going to earn your stripes. I mean, there was a couple guys that came out, the bullpen guys I was talking about. A lot of those guys were temps, these small school guys, a couple UMass Dartmouth ones. I know we've talked a lot about Matt Cronin, who I think is going to earn a spot on this team. I think a lot of those guys are going to stick around, like you said, with those Team USA guys going. And it's kind of a weird time of year with these Team USA guys because some of them are here, whereas normally when you're going into the first games of the season, you're just thinking about temps, you're seeing guys from small schools, whereas with here, you've got some of the best players in the country who picked to play for the national team, and they're going to be just at the beginning of the season, and maybe that's it. So it is kind of a weird scenario.
And looking down this lineup, let's talk about a couple of individual guys. Andrew Vaughn, the first baseman from California, the Pac-12 Player of the Year, had a fantastic season. Bryant Packard as well at ECU. There's a lot of power on this team for this Gatemen squad. Not something we've seen a ton of through the first 2 exhibition games, but certainly something exciting to maybe watch for in this game.
Yeah, these guys can rake, JD, if I may say so myself. You were talking about at the heart of the order here with Vaughn, Packard, and Phillips. That's really dangerous in the heart of the order for the Gatemen tonight. It's always interesting to see how it translates over from college to the Cape League. You're facing the very best talent that college baseball has to offer, and you're using wood bats in real games for pretty much the first time ever. That's why the scouts are out here, right? But I think if you can hit, you can hit, and it might take a little bit with the wood bats getting used to, but I think Wareham's going to have a pretty deadly lineup this year.
And then you look at the Chatham roster, or the Chatham lineup as well. You've got Spencer Torkelson from Arizona State, the Pac-12 Rookie of the Year, led the nation in home runs this season.
Yeah, Torkelson's a guy we were talking about again in BP. You think he might be able to hit one across the street here at Veterans Stadium? I would love to see that. He's really got a sweet stroke, and as you mentioned, the best freshman in the Pac-12. He plays above his years. He really does, and it's, again, this proving ground that is the Cape League. We'll see how he does against the best competition in all of college baseball here today. But both teams, I think, are pretty well set up in the lineup. We've seen a good Wareham bullpen as well. Haven't seen Chatham, obviously, but they've got some real good pitchers on their side. So should be 2 teams vying for playoff spots for sure, facing off tonight.
And you look at Torkelson, it's not like he was a super highly touted guy coming out of high school, just the number 32 overall prospect in California, according to Perfect Game, and then the number 208 player in the entire country. So when you've got a guy like that comes out and performs for the Sun Devils, as well as Torkelson did this season, I'd say Tom Holliday is very happy to have him here in Chatham. Kind of reminds me a bit of Holliday's son, Matt Holliday, in terms of what he brings to the game. He can play both infield and outfield as well. He'll be starting in right field tonight for Chatham.
Yeah, I think it's that old adage: if you can hit, they'll find a place for you. And these guys, such a special opportunity for these guys who aren't very highly ranked to come out here. Finds his way onto the roster as a starter at a big major school in a Power 5 conference. So this will be, again, a proving ground and just a great opportunity for these kids to come here.
Torkelson, Team USA, Pac-12 Freshman of the Year, Pac-12 All-Conference Team, and a Baseball America, second team All-American. An absolutely impressive season for Spencer Torkelson. And then somebody else I want to talk about is John Rave, the leadoff hitter for Chatham, coming from Illinois State, not one of those big Power 5 conferences coming out of the Missouri Valley Conference, but he had a heck of a year. 358, 413 on base, slugged 577, 17 doubles, 3 triples, and 7 home runs. That's a lot of power coming out of the leadoff hole.
It really is. So we'll see. It should be a good offensive battle tonight.
And before the game gets going, we're going to pause a couple of minutes for the national anthem.
She's the director of marketing and Oceana in Orleans that has an enchanted princess party business. Look for her around the Cape this summer doing enchanted party days and back-starring on stage this fall. Ladies and gentlemen, with tonight's rendition of our national anthem, Rebecca Bannis.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Rebecca. Good job. Thank you, Rebecca.
And with the end of the national anthem, that means it's time for Gatemen Baseball on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Leading off today for Wareham will be the switch-hitting center fielder Skylar Hunter out of Purdue. And, of course, the Gatemen will be opposed today by Alec Manoah. And we'll give you some stats on Manoah. An impressive season this year at the university, or West Virginia University, I should say. The right-hander, 6'6", 260 pounds, a big boy from Miami, Florida, and South Dade Senior High School. A 4.00 ERA this season. In 23 games, he pitched 54 innings, 53 hits, 36 runs, only 24 of them earned, 28 walks, 60 strikeouts, and a .252 batting average against. He leads the Anglers onto the field today in their white pinstripe home uniforms, Chatham written in script across the front of the uniforms in blue. On the lower left breast, it'll be red numbers outlined in blue, and on the back of the uniforms today for the Anglers, it'll be blue numbers. The caps are blue with a red bill, and the Chatham Anglers CA logo on the front. Meanwhile, for the Wareham Gatemen, it'll be the blue uniforms today for the Gatemen. The W on the left breast, red outlined in white. The numbers on the lower right breast, red outlined in white as well. And on the back of the uniforms, it'll be the red numbers outlined in white. A lot of red, white, and blue. Very patriotic-looking uniform today for the Gatemen. They'll wear gray pants, and their caps will be blue with the Wareham W on the front. We'll give you the dimensions of Veterans Field, 314 to right field, the short porch, and the wind is blowing out there to right field. Could see a lot of power coming out of that alley today. 357 into right center, 385 to straightaway center field, and then a cavernous left field down the left field line, 340 feet. All right, it's time for baseball right now as the Wareham Gatemen come to the plate for their first at-bat of the 2018 Cape Cod Baseball League season. Skylar Hunter, the left-hand or their switch hitter, batting left against the right-hander Alec Manoah. The center fielder from Purdue will lead it off for Wareham. Home plate umpire today is Mickey Garcia, at first base Mark Delaney, and at third base Patrick Burns. Manoah will start right out of the stretch. No full windup today for Alec Manoah. He comes set chin high. The first pitch of the 2018 season is swung on and tapped toward the shortstop Jones. Fields it on a couple of hops. His throw is not in time as Skylar Hunter beats out an infield single to start the season for the Gatemen.
We see that speed there early from Skylar Hunter. First pitch of the ball game. Not too hard a ground ball, but a lot to range over there for the shortstop. So good hustling down the line. First guys on base.
And we'll give you the defensive lineup now for the Chatham Anglers. It'll be Ben Ramirez at third, Greg Jones at second, Greg Jones at short, Austin Wilhite at second, and Tristan English from Georgia Tech at first base. First pitch from Manoah to Oliver Dunn. The left-handed hitting second baseman runs outside for a ball, and the count is a ball and no strikes.
And Hunter's got some speed here. He takes a big lead off first base, 11 for 15 in stolen bases this year.
The 1-0 is waved on and missed. A good fastball in the inner half from the big righty Manoah, and the count is even at a ball and a strike. Dunn .319 this season for the Utah Utes, .426 on base percentage, .459 slugging, 9 doubles, 4 triples, 4 home runs, and 31 runs batted in for the left-handed second baseman. The 1-1 from Manoah misses. Oh no, it hits the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 1-2. Dunn wears a black shin protector on his right leg, waves a light tan bat over the plate gripped in black batting gloves. English holds Skylar Hunter on at first, and the pitch home is outside for a ball, and the count is 2-2. Manoah working straight away from the center of the rubber. Catcher behind home plate today, Mccann, Kyle Mccann from Georgia Tech. The 2-2 from Manoah misses outside, a bit high as well, and the count runs full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Rest of the Chatham defense, Colin Simpson, the left fielder from Oklahoma State, John Rave in center field from Illinois State, and in right field, the ever-dangerous Spencer Torkelson from Arizona State. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the payoff pitch from Manoah. Breaking ball misses up and away, and it's 2 runners on to start the game for Wareham. A walk to Oliver Dunn, and Skylar Hunter is on at second for Andrew Vaughn.
And now let's see what these guys have got here, JD. We were talking about it in the pregame. This meat of the order is really dangerous looking. A couple of Team USA guys who are going to be here for a little bit and see if they can cash in on it early. It doesn't get much better than this, first and second with nobody out.
How about these stats this year for Vaughn? .402 batting average, .819 slugging percentage, the second best slugging percentage in the country, 23 homers, just 2 behind his Pac-12 mate Spencer Torkelson over at Arizona State. First pitch from Manoah misses inside for a ball, and the count is 1-0 to the dangerous Vaughn, who is a Baseball America first-team All-American, as well as the Pac-12 Player of the Year this season at Cal Berkeley. A ball and no strikes. The pitch is a fastball, clips the inside corner for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. Vaughn, a sophomore out of Santa Rosa, California, in Maria Carrillo High School. One of the players that the Gatemen will lose to Team USA, but certainly ready to help them out as long as he's in Wareham. 1-1 misses downstairs in the dirt as well, and the count is 2 balls and a strike to the right-hander Vaughn. Manoah looks into his catcher Mccann. Comes set, chin high. Looks back at second, kicks high and fires. 2-1 is a called strike on the inner half, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Definitely took a little something off that one there. Pitching from behind here, he's featured a lot of the fastball here in the first inning, but not the pitch that Vaughn was looking for right there.
2-2 the count. Here comes the pitch from Manoah. Waved on and missed. A breaking pitch, maybe even the cutter on the outer half. That's the put-out pitch, as Enrique told us earlier today. And Andrew Vaughn in his first at-bat as a Gateman is down on strikes. But that'll give way to another Team USA guy in Bryant Packard.
It's a dangerous pitch there, as you were talking about with Manoah there, the cutter running outside to right-handed hitters. No chance there for Vaughn. Starts out at a strike, ends up in the other batter's box.
Packard, the left-handed hitting outfielder, smacks one down the the third base line, but foul, and the count is 0-1 to the Greenville, North Carolina native. .403 this season in 52 games for Packard, 83 hits, 15 doubles, 14 homers, and 50 RBIs for the East Carolina Pirate. 0-1 the count, runners at first and second here for the Gatemen. Manoah looks back at second and Skylar Hunter, the pitch home is a fastball, just misses the outer half of the plate, and the count is even at a ball and a strike. Much like his teammate Vaughn, Packard a Baseball America first-team All-American, as well as first-team All-AAC, the American Athletic Conference. 1-1, Manoah comes set. The pitch is a fastball, called strike on the outer half, and the count is 1-2.
Packard, not your typical slugger here batting cleanup. He has the school record at ECU, 30-game hit streak this past year. So a guy who can just get the ball in play for sure.
Ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Manoah. Breaking ball swung on, hit toward the second baseman, Jones. He misses the ball and it rolls into left field. So now bases loaded for the Gatemen here in the first inning of their first game of the season, and another dangerous hitter in Parker Phillips, the DH from Austin Peay, coming to the plate.
Inexplicable play by Jones at shortstop there. It's an easy ground ball. He just doesn't get in front of it. Tries to backhand it, hits off his glove, and goes into left field. I think he was a little worried about the double play there. Don't know if he would have been able to turn it anyway, but definitely should have come away with an out there for Chatham.
Bases loaded, just 1 out here in the top of the first. Still a scoreless ball game between the Gatemen and the Anglers. And the first pitch to the right-handed hitting Parker Phillips is a breaking ball that misses the inside half for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Phillips this season, .331 in 46 games, 57 hits, 11 doubles, and 18 homers. A lot of pop in the right-handed bat. The 1-0 is swung on, slicing foul back and right into the netting, and the count is even at a ball and a strike. We talked about this part of the lineup, Cam. We said it was going to be difficult to get through, and that has proven true thus far, as Parker Phillips represents the 5th batter of the game for the Gatemen.
And it's been laboring stuff from Manoah. A lot of deep counts, these guys in the middle after a couple quick at-bats.
The 1-1 is swung on, slapped toward the Gatemen dugout. Nearly came in and got head coach Don Snedden down there, sitting right on the dugout steps. Actually, might have hit him, but he seems to be okay. And the count is 1-2.
Yeah, he and Bryson Stott, the on-deck hitter, had to dive out of the way. Stott looked like a pitch was coming inside on him, dropped the bat, drove out of the way and everything. Not something you want to see coming at you, JD, right there.
Sharply hit and slicing back the other way. And now Manoah is going to step off after not liking the sign that time from his catcher, Kyle Mccann, behind the plate. Bases loaded, a ball and 2 strikes, 1 out here for the Gatemen in the top of the first inning with a dangerous hitter in Parker Phillips at the plate. The 1-2 pitch from Manoah is swung on, maybe tapped off the butt of the bat, the knob of the bat there, and the count will hold at a ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, I think he was expecting that cutter that we've seen earlier this inning run out to right-handed hitters. Instead, he got a fastball coming inside at him. A little bit of a defensive swing there, for sure.
Phillips asks for time from the home plate umpire, Mickey Garcia, and Garcia obliges. A ball and 2 strikes once more, 1 out, bases loaded for the Gatemen. The 1-ball, 2-strike pitch is waved on and missed. The cutter on the outer half. It's the out pitch and 2 outs so far today for Alec Manoah, both coming via the strikeout and both coming via the cutter.
Well, he got it that time for sure, did Phillips. That's just devastating. See it a lot from guys in the late innings in the bullpen. Manoah, definitely a high-leverage guy. Seen some closing time at West Virginia. And he's willing to throw that here as a starter where, as we're told, he's probably only going to go about 4 innings today. Not very uncommon, especially early in the season here in the Cape League. So he's going to let it ride.
That'll give way to Bryson Stott, the left-handed hitting shortstop, making his Gateman debut. The first pitch to Stott is a called strike on the outer half on a fastball, and the count is 0-1. Stott, another one of those Team USA guys here for the Gatemen, .365 this season at UNLV, 59 games, 92 hits, 30 doubles, led the country, 3 triples, and 4 home runs for the Las Vegas native out of Desert Oasis High School. No balls and a strike. The pitch home from Manoah. Comes inside, gets away from the catcher. Coming in from third to score is Skylar Hunter standing up, and the Gatemen have a 1-0 lead.
Those nasty pitches, JD, they giveth and they taketh away. Just one the catcher couldn't handle there, easily trotting home for the Gatemen first run.
Dunn moving up to third, Bryant Packard to second, so now 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs and a 1-1 count to Bryson Stott, one of the most dangerous hitters on this Gatemen team. The 0-1 from Manoah, swung on, slapped toward the 5.5 hole and through into left field, a base hit. Coming in to score is Oliver Dunn, and around from second is Bryant Packard, and now the Gatemen have a 3-0 lead on a 2-out, 2-run single, I should say, from Bryson Stott.
Just a beautiful piece of hitting there. He's letting it roll, that ball in the outer half of the plate, and just slaps it into left field. That's all it's going to take to get 2 runs home.
So a 3-0 lead here for the Gatemen. Another dangerous hitter that we've seen this season. Shenton was hitting in the heart of the order earlier in the exhibition games. He had a great year at Florida International, second team All-Conference USA, and this Gatemen lineup does not give up. The first pitch to the left-handed third baseman comes in and hits the outside, or inside quarter, I should say, for a strike, and the count is 0-1 to Shenton. 344 this season at Florida International in 54 games, 73 hits, 11 doubles, and 9 homers for the left-hander. The 0-1 pitch is down and in again. That's a similar pitch to what we saw the first run of the game score on, and the count is 1-1.
And I think Don Sneddon really likes what he has here in Austin Shenton. As you mentioned, a guy who can really hit 344. He's a guy who you would normally see in a 5-hole or a 2-hole, and Sneddon can put him down in the bottom third of the order for now. So I think he's really got something down there at the bottom.
1-1 again comes down and in. The count rides to now 2 balls and a strike. Runner on at first is Bryson Stott. A 3-0 lead for the Gatemen here in the top of the first inning at Veterans Field. Minot with the tan glove comes set chin high in the pitch. He has swung on, tap toward the first baseman. English gloves it himself and goes 3 unassisted to the bag for the final out of the inning. But not before the Gatemen break through for 3 runs in the top half of the first inning of the 2018 Cape Cod Baseball League opener. We'll have the bottom half of the inning and Chatham coming to bat here in a couple of moments on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Since 1950, Morse Insurance has consistently offered the best insurance at competitive rates to generations of clients in southern Massachusetts. If you're frustrated with paying for what essentially feels like just a piece of paper, it's time for you to check out the one-of-a-kind client experience that only Morse Insurance can deliver.
Stop by the Ansel S. Gurney House, where you will find a unique shopping and dining experience. Whether shopping for a special occasion or just to treat yourself, you'll find what you're looking for in one of the 11 themed rooms. There's also a cafe serving fresh homemade lunches overlooking the extensive gardens. The Ansel S. Gurney House is located at 403 County Road in Marion.
Learning at Curry College extends beyond the classroom and is embedded in all that they do. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers and active citizenship with a global perspective. Explore undergraduate majors, minors, and concentrations, including new majors in accounting, biochemistry, and software development, online at www.curry.edu.
Familiar face on the mound for the Wareham Gatemen here in the bottom of the first inning. It'll be the right-hander Joey Matulovic from California to get the start today for Wareham. He was with the Gatemen last season, and the first batter he'll face is the left-handed hitting John Rave from Illinois State. First pitch from Matulovic to Rave is down and away for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Matulovic this season at Cal, a relief pitcher who made 5 starts. Here comes the 1-0 from the slender right-hander. Called strike on the inner half, and the count is 1-1. A 3.47 ERA for Matulovic, 46 2/3 innings, 41 hits, 23 runs, 18 of them earned. The 1-1 is swung on and popped up back and left. It'll land just over the press box here at Veterans Field, and the count is 1-2. Meanwhile, for Rave, we talked about him in the pregame show, a .358 average, second team All-Missouri Valley Conference for the left-hander. The 1-2 is a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Luke Roscom, the catcher behind the plate after a late scratch of Michael Amditis from Miami. The 2-2 is a fastball, misses up and in. Rave had to bend himself out of the way, and the count runs full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the payoff pitch from the right-hander Matulovic. Inside check swing, no swing, says the home plate umpire Mickey Garcia. And John Rave is on with a leadoff walk to start the day for the Chatham Anglers. We'll give you the defense now for Wareham. Austin Shenton at third, Bryson Stott at short, Oliver Dunn at second, Andrew Vaughn at first with Roskin behind the plate. In the outfield from left to right, Bryant Packard, Skylar Hunter, and Dominic Clementi. First pitch to the right-handed hitting Spencer Torkelson is a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count is 1-0. Torkelson, another guy we highlighted in the pregame show, .320 this season in 55 games, 66 hits, 12 doubles, and a nation-leading 25 home runs from the freshman. 1-0 misses down and away in the dirt. Good backhand pick by Roscom, and the count is 2-0 with John Rave on at first base. Torkelson wearing high blue socks under those pinstripe white slacks. The 2-0 is a called strike on the outside corner at the knees, and the count is 2-1. Wareham a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the first after a very productive top half. No earned runs coming in against Alec Manoa, though. The 2-1 is swung on, clobbered high and deep to left field, but the left fielder, Packard, has a beat on it and makes the catch for the first out of the inning.
We get our first look at the long porch, if you will, left field down here in Chatham. Don't typically see that in left field, but one of the deepest parts of the park down here, 340 down the line.
It looked really good off the bat from Torkelson, but hung up, as we said, that cavernous left field line as Colin Simpson, the left-handed hitting left fielder, steps in for Chatham and waves and misses on a first pitch fastball from Matulovic, and the count is 0-1. Simpson at .280 this season at Oklahoma State in 58 games, 63 hits, 13 doubles, and 18 homers for the powerful left-hander. The 0-1 is a breaking ball swung on and slapped into center field. The center fielder ranges back, and Skylar Hunter makes the play on the run for the second out of the inning. Hunter struggled a bit there as the ball came off the bat, turned one way, and then had to quickly shift his hips. But he's a great center fielder out of Purdue. Had a fantastic season for the Boilermakers, and that's the reason he's starting today in center field.
Yeah, a little bit of a breeze pushing out from center to right field. That might have been why. And that ball also really hanging up for him.
First pitch from Matulovic to the right-handed hitting first baseman from Georgia Tech, Tristan English, is swung on and missed for a strike, and the count is 0-1 to the right-hander. English .279 this season, 63 hits, 17 doubles, a triple, 6 homers, and 60 RBIs. The 0-1 is swung on and slapped back right toward the netting behind home plate, and the count is quickly 0-2 as Matulovic works out of the stretch on the first base side of the rubber. English, a midseason All-American according to Perfect Game and D1Baseball.com. The 0-2 is swung on, roped down the left field line, but foul, and the count holds at 0-2 strikes. English, a redshirt sophomore, missed all of last season with Tommy John surgery and was granted a medical redshirt by the NCAA. 0-2 strikes. The runner on at first base is John Rave, and the pitch home from Joey Matulovic is swung on, and the bat is sawed off to second base. Dunn ranges over to his left and makes the throw on to first for the final out of the inning. 4-3 on the putout of Tristan English. Nothing doing for the Anglers here in the first. One runner left on for Chatham. We're headed to the top of the second. Let's see if the Gatemen can replicate that impressive first inning. Coming up on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Since 1981, the Northeast Maritime Institute has been one of the forerunners in private maritime education and training in the United States and around the globe. They have been recognized by the International Maritime Organization as well as the U.S. Coast Guard for their top-quality maritime education, facilities, faculty, and staff. Northeast Maritime Institute, America's premier two-year maritime college.
Established in 1877, TM Riders, a family-run insurance agency located in downtown Middleborough, Massachusetts. TM Riders' goal is to find the best coverage at a fair rate for their customers, but they really value giving the best service they can provide. Visit the office on Thatcher's Row if you would like P&C insurance information, quotes, and policies.
Folks, after the game, be sure to visit El Mariachi on Main Street for the best Mexican food in Wareham. The cantina provides a delicious late-night snack accompanied by fun cocktails.
Top of the second inning from Veterans Field, a 3-0 lead for the Wareham Gatemen over the Chatham Anglers in the first game of the season for both teams today. 7 batters came to the plate in the first inning for Wareham. Luke Roscom, the 8-hole hitter and the catcher, will lead it off from the left side for the Gatemen. Roscom out of Nebraska. He'll face Alec Manoah out of West Virginia, who gave up 3 unearned runs in that first inning.
Yeah, just some good at-bats that we saw from the Gatemen in the first inning. Not guys working the count, not trying to do too much, just big power hitters putting the ball in play and keeping the line moving, and that's how you get 3 runs in.
Roscom with the red sleeves under the blue jersey. The first pitch from Manoah is waved on and missed. Roscom almost down to a knee on the breaking ball in the outer half, and the count is 0-1 to the big lefty. 254 this season for the Cornhuskers for Luke Roscom. 29 hits, 6 doubles, a triple, and a homer. No balls and a strike. The pitch from Manoah is swung on, hit toward the second baseman, gloves it on a couple of hops, and makes the play over to first. Austin Wilhite there for the Anglers.
Good range by Wilhite there. He was kind of playing him up the middle, actually, not really playing Roscom to pull too much, which is surprising, but able to get over there, ranging towards first base.
And another left-hander into the batter's box here for the Gatemen. It'll be the left-handed hitting Dominic Clementi out in right field today. The sophomore from the University of Michigan, 368 this season, and a first-team All-Big Ten year for the Wolverines. First pitch to him is fouled off weakly down the right field line, and the count is 0-1. Clementi, 44 games played this season, 50 hits, 6 doubles, 5 triples, and 4 homers. Not a super big guy, 6'1", 180, but definitely some pop in that left-handed bat. No balls and a strike to count from Manoah to Clementi. The pitch is a breaking ball, misses down and away, and Manoah falls to the ground on the pitcher's mound. Not sure if he just lost his footing on the plant foot, but he was all the way right on the dirt as the pitch came home, and it missed very short to the plate, and the count is 1-1.
Just getting used to this new field. First day for a game, pitching out there, JD.
The burly right-hander comes set shin high. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and it's swung on and slapped foul back in left and out of play. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes to the left-hander Clementi. Clementi in his first season in the Cape Cod Baseball League spent last summer with another impressive league, the Northwoods League, up in the Great North toward the Canada border with the Eau Claire Express. The 1-2 is a breaking ball, fouled off back and right toward the backstop, and the count is still a ball and 2 strikes. Clementi, we've talked to him a couple of times, says we were actually surprised. First couple of times we saw him, no glasses. Then he wore glasses off the field, and in fact, he wears glasses on the field as well. The bespectacled Clementi in the left-handed batter's box looks at a 1-2 pitch outside, and the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And I think it works for him, JD, because I think the most impressive thing we've seen from Clementi this year is his discipline at the plate. The average isn't quite there yet, but he's really putting together good at-bats, and those things really start to come the later you go in the season. So I think Snedden will find a spot for him in the lineup every day if he can keep putting together these at-bats.
2-2 pitch from the burly right-hander Manoah is a breaking ball that missed the outer half. Manoah certainly thought that it had hit that outer corner, but it did not, according to the home plate umpire, Mickey Garcia, and the count is full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. The payoff pitch misses up and away, and Clementi is on with a 1-out walk. And here comes to the top of the order, and Skylar Hunter.
I just love it when these guys prove my point. Clementi down 1-2, able to force the walk. And that third ball there, the breaking ball you were talking about, that's a pretty good pitch. A tough one to lay off. A breaking ball that's riding high just outside of the strike zone. Tough to lay off with 2 strikes. But Clementi did it, and that's why he earned his way to first base.
Clementi on at first, being held on there by Tristan English. The batter in the batter's box is the switch-hitting, batting left center fielder Skylar Hunter as he hits a screamer down the left field line, but foul over the Anglers dugout, and the count is 0-1. Already 1 for 1 today, a single and a run scored for Skylar Hunter out of Purdue.
Likes that first pitch, taking a cut at both first pitches today. First time he singled.
0-1 is a called strike on the inner half on a nice cutter that time, and the count is 0-2 to the left-handed hitting Skylar Hunter. English still holding Clementi on at first. Clementi does have some wheels, not many stolen bases, but some on-base speed as Hunter waves and misses at a fastball on the outer half. A very weak swing and did not look great from Skylar Hunter, but nonetheless, he's down on strikes for the 3rd strikeout of the day for Alec Manoah, all of the swinging variety.
Safe to say he was not expecting the fastball there. Hit him on the outside corner, and it was a half swing that he said, I might as well put this into a full swing.
First pitch from Manoah to Oliver Dunn is slapped down the left field line, but foul, twisting just outside of the foul line down that cavernous left field. And the count is 0-1 to the left-handed hitting second baseman. Dunn walked and scored in his first at-bat, came in to score on the Bryson Stott 2-run single in the first inning. Martha's Vineyard this past Saturday, Dunn hit a home run to right center field. Only a couple of home runs this season at Utah, but does have some power. The 0-1 comes up and in, and Dunn has to turn himself out of the way, and the count is even at a ball and a strike. 4 homers this season for Dunn at Utah, 33 walks and 46 strikeouts. The 1-1 misses down and inside, and the count is 2 balls and a strike, and we've seen Alek Manoah miss a couple of times in that spot to left-handed hitters.
Yeah, it's just not dropping in form, or they're really not going for it. As you said, a lot of those missed inside and low. So
2-1 comes in for a strike. And the count is even at 2-2. Skylar Hunter on at first, wearing number 51 for the Gatemen. Oliver Dunn in the batter's box, wearing number 50, the 1-2 punch at the top of the lineup today for Wareham. Runner is off and going, pitch is swung on, curveball hit down the first base line, but English comes to make the play and tags Dunn on the way by for the final out of the inning. Back-to-back innings and 3 unassisted for the Gatemen. We're headed to the bottom half of the second, still a 3-0 lead for Wareham here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Got legal trouble? Attorney Mark Deshays is here to help the greater New Bedford area with real estate and business law, estate planning, and probate. Visit him today.
We are pleased to announce Robertson's GMC on Route 28 in Wareham have partnered with the Gatemen to sponsor our youth baseball clinic. Be sure to visit their vehicle demo here at the game. Our revamped clinic program is grateful for Robertson's support.
Bottom of the second inning here at Veterans Field in Chatham, Massachusetts. The Wareham Gatemen with a 3-0 lead over the Anglers here in the bottom half of the second, and it'll be the left-handed hitting Kyle Mccann, the catcher, to lead it off for Chatham here against the right-hander Joey Matulovic from Wareham. First pitch out of the full windup from Matulovic is swung on, slapped toward the third base and now towards the shortstop. Stott, he makes play on 2 hops and throws over to first for the first out of the inning.
Good smart play there by Stott. Calling off the third baseman, Shenton. Would have been a tough play for him. He would have been ranging towards second base and throwing to first. Easy play for the shortstop there.
And Stott, one of the best players on this Wareham team this season for his collegiate team, the UNLV Running Rebels. He said, listen, Austin, I've got this one. I know I haven't been on the team too long, but good communication from the teammates. And the first pitch from Matulovic to the right-handed hitting DH Jake Taylor is a fastball that misses down and away for a ball, and the count is 1-0. The pitch home from Matulovic is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count now even at 1 ball and a strike. Taylor, a freshman from Oklahoma State, typically a catcher but DHing today. The 1-1 misses inside, and the count is 2 balls and a strike. .231 this season for Taylor in 26 games, 21 hits, 4 doubles, home run, and 11 RBIs for the freshman from Shawnee, Oklahoma. The 2-1 misses down and away, and the count runs to 3 balls and a strike to the right-handed hitting Jake Taylor. Breeze blowing considerably stronger than it did at the beginning of the game today as the 3-1 comes in, and it's called a strike on the outside corner, and the count runs full. And it's blowing out toward that short porch in right field. Could see a lot of power to that alley today if the Gatemen and the Anglers can get the ball going that way. The payoff pitch from Matulovic is waved on and missed. A good pitch in the dirt. Got Taylor to chase. That's the first strikeout of the day for the Gatemen, and it's brought to you by Chafaris, Lang & Bullard Law Group, the official strikeout sponsor of your Wareham Gatemen. So 2 outs now here for the Gatemen, or rather for the Anglers. Gatemen pitching to the Anglers. And the first pitch from Matulovic to Ben Ramirez, the left-handed third baseman from USC, is a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Ramirez. The 0-1 from Matulovic is a breaking ball swung on, hit into left field, and falls down the left field line for a base hit. Ramirez, a long round around first, but he's going to hold up there. Good throw in from Bryant Packard, and it's the first hit of the day there for the Anglers. And a runner on at first with 2 outs for Austin Wilhite.
Number 1, Austin Wilhite.
Wilhite playing second base today for the Anglers from Georgia Tech. The sophomore, 5'9", 171 from Buford, Georgia, and Buford High School. First pitch from Matulovic to Wilhite is a fastball that misses outside. The catcher Roscom thought about a snap throw, but pulls it back, and the count is 1-0.
Roscom really wanted to show that arm there. He said, I've been playing too much first base. Want to throw some guys out. Would have had a play on if the first baseman was over there.
The 1-0 pitch comes in and hits the outer half for a called strike. The count is even at a ball and a strike to Austin Wilhite. Wilhite this season, 248 in 58 games for the Yellow Jackets, 53 hits, 13 doubles, a triple, and 6 home runs. Impressive power from the 5'9" sophomore. The 1-1 is waved on and missed. A fastball down and away. Good pitch there from Matulovic, and the count is 1-2. Matulovic looks over at first, where the runner is being held on by Andrew Vaughn. The 1-2 pitch from the right-hander misses outside, and the count is 2-2. Runner on at first is Ben Ramirez. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. A 3-0 lead for the Wareham Gatemen in this opening game of the 2018 season. 2-2 misses down and in for a ball, and the count runs full to 3 balls and 2 strikes. So a good job by Wilhite, taking 2 pitches out of the zone and not chasing with 2 strikes. Matulovic working out of the stretch from the first base side of the rubber. Comes set chin high, shakes his head yes twice. The pitch is outside, runner off on the pitch. He'll move up to second easily on the walk, and it's a runner on first and a runner on second for the bottom of the order and Greg Jones.
Yeah, we're talking about how the Gatemen haven't been going against Manoa's breaking stuff too much here in the early going. Same goes for Matulovic. He's featured that slider a couple times with 2 strikes, and nothing doing for him that time.
Greg Jones, the switch-hitting shortstop from UNC Wilmington and Cary, North Carolina. First pitch to him is a fastball called strike on the inner half, and the count is 0-1.
He's seen some good baseball, right, Cary? Division II College World Series site.
This season at UNC Wilmington, an impressive one for Greg Jones. Batting left here against the right-hander Matulovic. Swung on and roped into the 5.5 hole and into left field, a base hit. Coming up throwing is Bryant Packard. Originally around third base came the runner, but then the third base coach held up the stop sign. So a 2-out single for Greg Jones loads the bases for the top of the order and John Rave.
Yeah, respecting the arm of Packard there. As you said, they originally sent him and had to hold him up as Packard got it in quickly, and it was a good throw to Roscom at home. So lucky to have the bases still loaded here.
Rave walked in his first at-bat of the day to lead off the bottom half of the first inning for Chatham. Another walk scores a run here for the Anglers with the bases loaded, 2 outs, and a 3-0 lead for the Gatemen. Matulovic peers into his catcher Roscom, gets the sign, comes set chest high, now steps off the mound after time was asked for from John Rave. Rave from Bloomington, Illinois, and Central Catholic High School. First pitch of the at-bat is swung on, roped down the first base line. Onto a knee is Andrew Vaughn, and on to first is Vaughn for the final out of the inning. 3 unassisted, and the Anglers leave the bases loaded. Still a 3-0 lead for the Wareham Gatemen as we head to the top of the third inning here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Located in Wareham Crossing, Costal Orthodontics, longtime sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen, knows the importance of a healthy smile. Dr. Kevin Oliveira and his team at Costal Orthodontics are a patient-focused practice, delivering professional, effective orthodontic treatment based on the individual clinical needs of each patient, resulting in beautiful smiles in a timely manner. With 10 years of experience using Invisalign, Costal Orthodontics uses the most up-to-date dental equipment.
One of the area's best restaurants is located right up the street, Brewfish Bar and Eatery. Stop by for a nice lunch or a relaxing dinner. Brewfish offers 20 rotating craft beers on tap and creative pub foods such as fish and chips, sticky ribs, pulled pork, delicious burgers, and pizza. Check out their off-the-menu brunch with a Bloody Mary bar and $5 mimosas on Sundays. The Brewfish Beer Garden is now open for outdoor dining under the tent and casual dining and drinks at the outdoor bar, along with live music on Friday and Saturday nights as well as Sunday afternoons outside. Brewfish Bar and Eatery is located on Route 105 in Marion.
Top half of the third inning here at Veterans Field, a 3-0 lead for the Gatemen over the Chatham Anglers, and it'll be the first baseman Andrew Vaughn from California to lead it off here in the third for the Gatemen. Good defensive half inning, last half for the Gatemen, leaving the bases loaded for Chatham as the right-hander Vaughn steps in, struck out in his first at-bat as a Gateman in the first inning, but certainly power in that right-handed hitting bat. 23 home runs this season at Cal Berkeley. First pitch from Manoah to Vaughn is a called strike on the inner half, and the count is 0-1.
Seen him lay off that pitch in the inner half a couple times in his first two at-bats here. See if he starts getting more aggressive with it.
The 0-1 pitch from Manoah is waved on and missed. A good breaking ball on the outer half that time from the right-hander. Completely fooled Vaughn, and the count is 0-2.
But he loves those pitches that run outside. We saw him strike out on that in the first inning. Fishing for another one here. Finds himself down 0-2.
The 0-2 from Manoah is swung on and clobbered high and deep to left center field. Both outfielders back at the track, at the wall, and on the warning track. John Rave makes the catch, maybe about 6 inches from the wall that time. The wind kind of blowing it back into the park. And that's the first out of the inning, a very loud out number 1 for Andrew Vaughn.
Yeah, I think Vaughn got all of that one there. As you said, it had to be that wind blowing out from center to right that holds it up. And right on the warning track there. Good swing to put on it on 0-2 though.
The left-handed hitting Bryant Packard steps in and waves on a first pitch fastball on the inner half, I should say, and the count is 0-1 to the left-handed hitting Packard, who reached on an error, and scored in the first. The 0-1 pitch from the burly right-hander Manoah is once again waved on and missed. Foul tipped into the glove rather, as the sign comes in from the home plate umpire, and the count is 0-2. Packard from ECU. Manoah comes set, chin high. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. In the dirt and low, a waste pitch that time from Manoah. And the count is 1-2 strikes to the left-handed hitting Packard.
Yeah, it's interesting there. He didn't want to waste one with Vaughn. Wanted to challenge him with that fastball in 0-2, and Vaughn took him all the way to the wall. Decides to waste one here.
1-2 is swung on and chopped up the middle of the field onto the shortstop. Jones, high throw, pulled down by the tall Tristan English. And it is in time for the second out of the inning.
Jones was the guy who made the error on Packard in the first inning. A nice play there. It was a couple high hops that you have to stand behind, and he was able, from behind the second base bag, to make the play on it and a strong throw over to first. Much better here from the first to the third inning,
Nobody on and 2 outs here in the top of the third inning for Parker Phillips, the right-handed hitting DH from Austin Peay. Just got into town a couple of days ago. The first pitch from Manoah is a looping breaking ball that misses the inner half, maybe a bit low as well, and the count is 1-0. Phillips with a black sleeve under his right arm and black batting gloves gripping a two-tone bat. The 1-0 is waved on and missed. A fastball up and in that time, and the count is 1-1.
We're starting to see more of those challenge fastballs from Manoah after the 3 unearned runs in the first. Letting that ride inside.
The 1-1 is swung on and missed into the glove of the catcher Mccann behind home plate, and the count is 1-2. 1-2 the count as the wind continues to whip out to right field. 2 outs here in the third. The pitch is swung on, poked into shallow right field. Torkelson takes a couple of steps in and makes the play for the final out of the inning. The Gatemen go 1-2-3 in the third inning. And for more on and for a look around the Cape League, let's send it over to our host, Enrique Demore.
Day for the Gatemen, out to a 3-0 lead, as you guys have heard. We'll take you around the Cape League for some scores from the rest of the league. One game has completed, and that's Cotuit over Brewster, 10-1. Cotuit got off to a fantastic start. For them, their 5-hole hitter had a career day. Peyton Burdick went 4 for 4 with, hear this, 3 home runs and 7 RBIs. He will not soon forget that game. Over in YD, Yarmouth Dennis, the Red Sox trailing the Bourne Braves as they rallied from down 2. They're trailing 9-8 in a back-and-forth affair there. Heck of a game there. 13 hits for the Bourne Braves, 14 hits for the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox. A lot of offense in that one. In Hyannis Harbor, the Falmouth Commodores off to a hot start. 9-2, they lead it in the bottom of the 5th inning. Hayden Cantrell for the Commodores, having himself a pretty good day. Excuse me, 2 for 2, 3 RBIs for the senior from University of Louisiana at Lafayette. Heading over to Harwich, a pitcher's duel in play there. Harwich Mariners and Orleans Firebirds, 0-0 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Harwich 6 hits, Orleans 2 hits. And here, as we said, 3-0 in favor of Wareham. We'll take it back to our broadcasters, JD and Cam. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Enrique. Bottom of the 3rd inning as Chatham comes to the plate for the 3rd time today. And the first pitch from Joey Matulovic into the 2-hole hitter Spencer Torkelson is a breaking ball. Called strike on the inner half, and it's 1-0. Or excuse me, 0-1. Here comes the 0-1 from Matulovic. Waved on and missed. A good pitch on the outer half. Fooled Torkelson a bit, and the count is 0-2. Torkelson flied out to that deep left field in his first at-bat in the 1st inning. The 0-2 from Matulovic. Misses down and away. Roscom tried to frame it, but the count rolls to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Torkelson with the high blue socks. Here comes the 1-2 from Matulovic. Called strike 3 on the outer half of the plate. The 2nd strikeout of the day for Joey Matulovic, and every strikeout you hear from the Gatemen this season is sponsored by Exifaris Lang & Bullard Law Firm, the official strikeout sponsor of your Wareham Gatemen. 2nd strikeout of the day for Matulovic, 1 out. Here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, it'll be the left-handed hitting Colin Simpson from Oklahoma State. And the first pitch to him is swung on, dribbled towards second base. Dunn has to charge, throw to first, is in time. Great play from Oliver Dunn. A slow dribbler got past the outstretched glove of Joey Matulovic. Dunn had to race in right toward the inner lip of the grass and make a sidearm throw to first in time for the 2nd out of the day. Or 2nd out of the inning, I should say.
Simpson, a big guy, really hustling down the line there. Knew he had a chance at it, but as you said, a great play by Dunn to charge in and rush that throw over to first. Not an easy play.
First pitch from Matulovic to English is down and away for a ball, 1-0. English grounded out to second base in his first at-bat of the day in the 1st. The 1-0 pitch misses outside as well, and the count is 2 balls and no strikes to the right-handed hitting first baseman from Georgia Tech. Matulovic working quickly. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Misses down and away. Good backhand pick there from Luke Roscom. Nobody on, but still a nice little play to see from your catcher behind home plate.
Especially a guy making his first start at catcher this year, this short season.
The 3-0 misses down and away, and a 4-pitch, 2-out walk to Tristan English keeps the inning alive for the Anglers, and that'll give way to Kyle Mccann, his teammate from Georgia Tech, and his teammate here with the Chatham Anglers.
And one of 3 Yellow Jackets that the Anglers have in the lineup tonight. So definitely a little Atlanta flavor for this Chatham team.
ATL well represented up here in the Cape League this season, especially in this Chatham lineup. The first pitch from the right-hander Matulovic to left-hander Mccann is swung on and knuckled into left field and down for a base hit. Packard has trouble grabbing it, but eventually picks it up. No advance from the runners, and it's a 2-out single for Kyle Mccann. And now runners on at first and second for Jake Taylor.
Yeah, that one a shot there to the opposite field. A tough one for Packard to handle. It took kind of a weird hop, just one hop on the left field here in Chatham, but as you want with any of your fielders, he keeps it in front of him, doesn't let it roll back and let a couple guys advance, still just first and second.
Runners at first and second, 2 outs in the bottom of the third inning, a 3-0 lead for the Wareham Gatemen over the Chatham Anglers here on opening day. First pitch from Matulovic to Jake Taylor is a fastball that hits the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Taylor struck out swinging for the first strikeout of the day for Matulovic in the second, the DH from Oklahoma State. Matulovic comes set. Here comes the 0-1 breaking ball, swung on, clip foul back and right, and the count is 0-2. Taylor wearing blue stirrups under those white pinstripe pants today for Chatham, and much like Zach Hart, who we saw pitch, against Martha's Vineyard, kind of a 7/8 kind of look for the pants. Not quite high socks, not quite high stirrups, but still very visible. The 0-2 is a breaking ball in the dirt. He did go around, check swing. A good call from Luke Roscom to check it with the first base umpire, Mark Delaney. And that strikeout, brought to you by Exaferris Lang and Bullard Law Firm, is the final out of the inning. The Anglers leave another 2 stranded here in the third inning. We're headed to the top of the fourth, still a 3-0 lead for the Wareham Gatemen on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Legacy Insurance has helped the Wareham community choose the best carrier for their insurance needs. They are an independent insurance agency that represents several insurance companies of various sizes and are able to place coverages with companies that are appropriate for their clients' needs. Legacy Insurance. We don't work for an insurance company, we work for you.
Clobbered high and deep to right center field, and this one is gone, a home run.
Eastern Propane and Oil is the Wareham Gatemen home run sponsor. Each time a home run is hit by a Gatemen player at Spillane Field, Eastern Propane and Oil donates a camp scholarship to a deserving youth. Eastern Propane and Oil, we're in your neighborhood.
Top of the fourth at Veterans Field, a 3-0 lead for the Gatemen in the opener of the 2018 Cape Cod Baseball League season. And it's been an impressive start on the mound for Joey Matulovic, Cam.
Yeah, I think he's had all his pitches working today. That breaking ball, the slider's been kind of left up in the zone in the last inning or two. We'll see if Chatham can take advantage of that, but overall I think he's been pretty solid, keeping some of those real big hitters in the middle of the Chatham lineup very quiet today.
Been very impressive. 3 strikeouts today for Matulovic. And on the other side, Alec Manoah has been impressive after giving up those 3 runs in that first inning, Cam.
Yeah, some good mental resolve from Manoah. A lot of those runs were unearned in the first inning. An error and a wild pitch leading for those to come in. But I think he's really settled down. As I mentioned last inning, he's starting to challenge a lot of those big hitters in the middle of the Wareham lineup. Those big righties, he's throwing the fastball in the inside corner and getting it for strikes. So that really can open up the outside for that cutter that he loves to throw with 2 strikes.
And the wind's still blowing, still a problem for these pitchers to deal with out to right field and very briskly. And the first batter that Manoah will face in this half inning is Bryson Stott, the left-handed shortstop from UNLV. Already a pair of runs batted in today on a 2-run single in the first, and doesn't have a ton of pop in his bat, 4 homers, but when the wind is blowing this heavily out to right field, a line drive can turn into a home run very quickly. Stott steps in from the left side wearing gray batting gloves as he grips a light tan bat. Adjusts his batting helmet as Manoah comes set chin high in the first pitch to him. He has a fastball that misses the outer half, and it's 1-0. Stands very full today for opening day here at Chatham, in Chatham I should say, and the pitch is swung on and hit into right field. It's going to hang up though for Torkelson, and he makes the play for the first out of the inning.
Found the right spot, a lot of room out there in right center. Just a little too far under it. Easy enough for both Chatham outfielders to get over there in time. Right fielder making the out.
So 1 out for the Gatemen Here in the top of the fourth inning, and Austin Shenton, the left-handed hitting third baseman, steps in. He grounded out 3 unassisted to the first baseman in his first at-bat in the first. First pitch from Manoah to Shenton is hit towards second base. Over to make the play is Wilhite. Covering the bag is Manoah, and the throw over it to first is in time for a quick out number 2. Good job that time from Alec Manoah, 6'6", 260 pounds. Got his big frame all the way over to first base in time to back up that play and record the out for the second out of the inning.
It's a man who takes his position seriously there, JD. He'll take the outs as many as he can.
First pitch to Luke Roscom is swung on and skied behind home plate. The catcher, Mccann, sheds the mask and makes the play for the final out of the inning. Back-to-back innings, the Gatemen go 1, 2, 3 down in order. We're headed to the bottom of the fourth. Still a lead for the Gatemen, however, here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Make sure you sign your child up today for the Gatemen Robertson's GMC Youth Clinics. This year we have 5 one-week sessions for children 5 to 14. We also have 2 special sessions for hitting and pitching open to teens. Registration is available online at gatemen.org or through forms available at the merchandise booth. Soft as a Grape is a proud sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen. Soft as a Grape has 10 retail locations on Cape Cod, so even when you're cheering on your Gatemen at any away games, stop into a Soft as a Grape store for the best Cape Cod products. Stores located in Falmouth, Mashpee, Woods Hole, Hyannis, Chatham, Provincetown, Edgartown, Oak Bluffs, and Vineyard Haven. From beach day to every day, Soft as a Grape has you covered.
Bottom of the fourth inning here at Veterans Field. A 3-0 still for the Wareham Gatemen. 3 runs scored in the first inning for Wareham, and it's been an impressive pitching outing from Joey Matulovic since. As he finishes his warm-up tosses, Luke Roscom, who made the final out of the inning, had to come out from the dugout, make sure he had all his gear on. And it'll be the first batter of this half inning for Chatham will be the left-handed hitting third baseman, Ben Ramirez. Singled in the second and was stranded at third base with the bases loaded for Chatham, their biggest threat of the day today against Matulovic.
We'll see how long Matulovic goes here. Hasn't pitched in a couple weeks with Cal going out in the regionals, but he's really hasn't had any high-stress situations here today. He's been really pitching very well, very efficiently.
First pitch from Matulovic catches the inside corner for a called strike, and here comes the 0-1. Misses down and in, and the count is 1-1. Luke Ramirez playing at USC, pretty big baseball school out in the Pac-12, but he might not be the most impressive baseball player in his family. Here comes the 1-1 from Matulovic. It's swung on, roped into right field, and in there for a base hit. Might not be the most impressive, but he's been impressive today. 2 singles for the left-handed hitting third baseman. The reason I say he might not be the most impressive is because his older brother Luke won the Little League World Series with Chula Vista back in 2009, and Luke Ramirez was a star on that Chula Vista team. But Ben Ramirez, so far, the star of the day for Chatham. Austin Wilhite digs in from the right side, and the first pitch from Matulovic misses down and away. Good stop by Roscom as the pitch came in the dirt, and the count is 1-0. Ramirez being held on at first right now by the first baseman Andrew Vaughn out of Cal. Matulovic working from the stretch. Nods his head twice in the pitch. He is waved on and missed. Nasty breaking ball in the outer half. And the count is even at 1-1. Wilhite with a 2-out walk in the second was stranded at second in that bases-loaded jam. The 1-1 misses outside on a slider from Matulovic. And the count is 2-1.
That was the first one we've seen really miss from Matulovic there, well high on the slider. Seen him miss a couple times, but missing in the zone. But that one he just left way up.
A short lead for Ramirez. He's off to the races. Swung on the pitch. The throw down to second is way right of the bag from Roscom. Ramirez is going to move up to third. So a stolen base, and then he'll reach third on the error from Roscom. And now with nobody out, a runner on at third for Chatham.
And Roscom with an argument with the home plate umpire there. He thought the batter interfered with trying to throw down to second base. It was close. It was a late swing there at the plate, and he was unable to really get the ball ready to throw down. That's why the throw sailed, had no chance of getting him.
So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Matulovic comes set the pitch. Breaking ball that misses down and away. It was in the dirt, but not nearly far enough away from Roscom for Ramirez to advance. And the count runs full to 3-2. Will Height with the high blue socks. Matulovic comes set the pitch. Is waved on and missed. Another strikeout for Matulovic. And another strikeout brought to you by Lang Exafaris and Bullard Law Firm, the official strikeout sponsor of your Wareham Gatemen. The 4th of the day for Matulovic, and a good job to compose himself after the runner moved up to third and still come away with the strikeout.
Yeah, and he was still not afraid to throw that breaking pitch. That was the slider, the out pitch once again to get him. If that gets away, that could bring a run home. We've already seen one for the Gatemen today.
First pitch into Greg Jones, misses too far inside, and the count is 1-0 to the switch-hitting shortstop, who's 1 for 1 today with a single in the second. The 1-0 to the speedy switch hitter is a called strike on the inner half, and it's 1-1. Jones from UNC Wilmington, a freshman infielder from Cary, North Carolina, and Cary High School. 1-1 misses up and away, and the count is 2 balls and a strike to the switch-hitting Jones. Jones deciding to go to UNC Wilmington despite being a 17th round pick out of high school by the Orioles last season. 2-1, misses down and away, and it's 3-1. Matulovic struggling a little bit here to find the strike zone.
Yeah, because we're seeing a lot of the breaking pitches here, and the Chatham batters aren't really going for it this inning. He's going to try and do it here because he wants that strikeout so bad with a runner at third and 1 out.
3-1 is swung on, pop foul back in left. Good job to spoil that one from Jones, and it's a full count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runner on at third is Ben Ramirez, a leadoff single, a stolen base, and then reached third on a throwing error from Luke Roscom off the stolen base attempt. 3-2, misses just inside. Roscom held the frame for a long while, and Jones on at first base. Runners at the corners in 2, or rather, just 1 out for the top of the order, and John Rave.
And now that double play in order, but Rave with a lot of speed at the top of the Anglers lineup. Going to be tough to turn 2 on him. We'll see how much longer Matulovic goes. We do have action in the Wareham bullpen.
Not to mention how quick Greg Jones is at first base. 16 stolen bases this season for Jones. First pitch from Matulovic to Rave, misses inside, and it's 1-0. Rave 0 for 1 today, walked in the first, and then grounded out 3 unassisted to the first baseman Vaughn in the second. And now Jim Lawler, the Wareham pitching coach, will come out of the dugout. What is he telling Matulovic here on the mound?
So it's been a tough inning for Matulovic because kind of our announcer's jinx. He was doing so well with all of his pitches coming into this inning and was so efficient, but now he hasn't been able to locate that breaking ball. Guys aren't going after it, and now we've seen in the last at-bat here the fastball really isn't pounding in there for a strike either. So I think this is more of a time-killing tactic, if anything, from Don Sneddon, but just trying to get him to settle down, maybe keep riding with those pitches, and see if he can get that fastball over for strikes here.
Lawler saunters back toward the first base dugout as Matulovic bends over and looks in for the sign from Roscom. Runners at the corners, 1 out. Still a 3-0 lead for Wareham. Jones fakes going, and then the pitch is swung on, slapped foul down the left field line. And the count is now 1-1.
A little start and stop by Jones there at first base, trying to bait Roscom into throwing down to second and maybe having Ramirez come home there. A lot of speed on the base paths for Chatham right now.
The 1-1 from Matulovic. Call it strike on the inner half, right at the belt. Good frame job from Roscom, and the count is 1-2.
And there was that fastball, able to put it right where he wants it, right on the black there on the outside half.
Runner at first is Greg Jones. Runner at third is Ben Ramirez. Jones is off with the pitch. Swung on, hit to the second baseman. Done, and on to first. The Gatemen double him up on the hit and run, and the side is retired. So a scoring threat for the second time today from Chatham, and once again, they strand a runner on at third. Still no runs today from the Anglers, and a 3-0 lead for the Gatemen as we head to the top of the fifth on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Since 1978, Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard has provided comprehensive legal services to families and companies in the greater New Bedford area.
Stop by our Gatemen concession stand and support both the Gatemen and the Wareham High School DECA program.
The Wareham Gatemen thank Reed Custom Soils for your support. Reed Custom Soils is New England's most experienced precision soil blenders and is trusted by over 300 golf courses throughout New England.
Beat the heat and join us at Waterways, a water experience unlike any other this side of the bridge. Open daily, head over to the water park on Route 28, the Cranberry Highway.
And top of the fifth inning, and a new pitcher for the Chatham Anglers. It'll be the right-hander Jack Conlin out of Texas A&M, and now on his way to San Jacinto Community College in Texas. The right-hander, a big right-hander, was actually drafted in the 4th round of the MLB draft last season by the Baltimore Orioles, was intent on signing, then failed the physical from the Orioles camp, and then he had some more health problems down the road.
Yeah, so failing that physical actually made him an unrestricted free agent, so he was waiting for a lot of the summer there, decided he was going to sign with the San Francisco Giants, a deal was in place, all they had to do was go through the physical again. He failed that physical as well with a different ailment from the first one, so he decided, you know what, I'm going down to College Station, I'm going to be an Aggie, and only appeared in just 2 innings for the Aggies this year, but he did retire all 6 batters he faced.
A 0.00 ERA doesn't look half bad in the stat sheet.
Pretty good.
For Jack Conlin, the right-hander from Sugar Land, Texas, one of those powerhouse Texas towns for baseball, in Fort Bend Clements High School.
Yeah, sorry, JD, that Houston area, as you were saying, that is a real hot spot down there. San Jacinto Junior College right next door, and has produced some great talent, notably Roger Clemens. You may have heard of him.
Big lanky right-hander from Texas was Clemens when he started pitching in college, and that's what we have from Jack Conlin at 6'5", 220 pounds, an intimidating presence on the mound here for the Anglers. Good outing for Alec Manoa. He went 4 innings, gave up just a couple of hits, 3 earned runs, and 2 strikeouts for the burly, or excuse me, I should say 3 strikeouts for the burly right-hander from West Virginia. The first batter that Conlin will face is the left-handed hitting Dominic Clemente, and the first pitch from the right-hander is swung on, slap back up the middle. Wilhite ranges over into the hole, and his throw onto first is in time for the first out of the inning. 1 pitch, 1 out, not a bad start for Jack Conlin.
He's certainly got that efficiency thing down. 6 batters faced in college this year, retired all 6. 1 pitch, 1 out here in his debut in the Cape League.
Now he'll have to deal with the top of the order and the switch-hitting center fielder Skylar Hunter from Purdue. Hunter 1 for 2 today, a single and a run scored in the first and a strikeout in the second. First pitch from Conlin to Hunter misses the outer half for a ball, and it's 1-0. Conlin, an interesting set of hobbies for the right-hander as the pitch comes in and it's swung on tap toward the second baseman. Busy inning for Wilhite thus far. He fields on a couple of hops and over to first for the second out of the inning. Conlin listing his favorite hobbies on the Texas A&M bio on their roster. Likes to play Xbox, likes to fish, and then here come the interesting ones. He likes to bird watch and collect sand dollars. Not something you see every day from an 18-year-old.
Certainly is not. Certainly is not. I don't know how much sand dollars he gets down there in College Station.
First pitch in from Conlin to Oliver Dunn is a called strike on the outer half, and the count is 0-1. Dunn 0 for 1 today, walked and scored in the first, and then grounded out 3 unassisted in the second. The 0-1 misses the inner half, and the count is 1-1. And here comes the pitch from Conlin. Waved on and missed once again into the glove. of the catcher Kyle Mccann, and it's quickly 1-2. Conlon working quickly from that first base side of the rubber, and he's been impressive thus far. Working out of the full windup, dips the hands, kicks high and fires. 1-2, misses outside, and it's 2-2.
Finally someone putting together an at-bat against him. Couple quick outs to start this inning.
Oliver Dunn already seen a walk today, so we know he has a good eye, the left-hander from Utah. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, popped up into right field, and now it's going to drift back toward the track. Torkelson's there, and it's going to go! The first home run of the season for Wareham looked like a pop-up, but we've been talking about that wind all day long to right. Oliver Dunn touches them all, and it's a 4-0 lead for the Gatemen.
Yeah, he had a nice rocket out in Martha's Vineyard for a home run in the Homer Dome that was the Shark Tank. But this one, as you said, just a fly ball, and it just kept carrying and carrying and carrying, and that is the short porch out in right field at just 314.
And you could tell from Torkelson, the right fielder, that he thought he had a play on that. Kept backing up. Eventually, he just ran out of room. The pitch from the right-hander Conlon to the right-handed hitting Andrew Vaughn is hit to the shortstop Jones and on to first for the final out of the inning. The home run brought to you by Eastern Oil and Propane. From the left-handed hitting Oliver Dunn gives the Gatemen a 4-0 lead. We're headed to the bottom half of the fifth, but first to our sideline reporter, Mary Orders, who got a chance to talk to Don Sneddon today before the game.
Guys, I spoke to manager Don Sneddon before the start of today's game, and he seems pretty excited about the season. Sneddon spoke about the game today saying, quote, "We have no idea what to expect. In a smaller ballpark, wind blowing, we just don't know. So just want to get this first one under our belt," end quote. As previously mentioned, there is a potential for the Gatemen to lose 7 players to Team USA later this season. Sneddon believes that as of now, the Gatemen will probably only lose 4 out of the possible 7. He also noted that there are plenty of guys ready to fill in if all of the players leave. Overall, manager Don Sneddon seems positive and ready for the season. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Mary. And Don Sneddon now going to dip into his bullpen. A pitching change here for the Gatemen. It'll be Jarrod Horn, the right-hander from California. So from one Cal Berkeley Bear to another, Matulovic to Jarrod Horn. And Horn will pitch with the right hand today for the Gatemen, featuring a curveball that he just threw in warm-up tosses here. And Jarrod Horn had a magnificent season for the Golden Bears, Cam.
Yeah, it was, as a freshman in 2017, he was actually the Friday night starter, and a lot to live up to here in 2018. Did go 5-5. The ERA was a bit high at 6.15 on the year, but was able to get 52 strikeouts and 71.2 innings pitched on the year. So someone, again, like Mary was talking about, Sneddon is really high on.
As the right-hander Jarrod Horn continues to warm up here, and the throw down to second from Roska means we'll get this inning started. And the first batter that Jarrod Horn will face, welcome to the game, Jarrod Horn, it's Spencer Torkelson, the right-hander from Arizona State.
Torkelson, obviously, with those great power numbers, leading the nation in homers. And I think he might be a little upset he wasn't able to get to that fly ball that went over for a home run for Dunn. As you were saying, just ran out of room. So maybe an angry Torkelson up there isn't very fun.
First pitch from Horn, first pitch of the day for the right-hander, is down and in the dirt, and the count is 1-0. Horn from Napa, California, in Vintage High School. Friday starter for the freshman, as Cam mentioned. He's moved into the weekend rotation now in his second season at Cal. 1-0 hits the black on the inside corner for a strike, and it's 1-1 to the right-handed hitting Torkelson. Full windup of the pitch home is a fastball that misses downstairs for a ball, and it's 2-1 to Torkelson. High blue socks for Torkelson with a white and blue shin protector on the left leg facing Horn. The 2-1 is a breaking ball down and in, and it's 3-1. Three balls and a strike. Horn rocks back, kicks high and fires. Swung on, slapped toward third base. Shenton on a couple of hops on the sharply hit ground ball. On over to first for the first out of the inning on a nice play at the hot corner from Austin Shenton.
Yeah, that a hard dribbler there to Shenton at third. Kind of caught him in between. Was ready to play a hop that just never came, and because of that it was snow-coned in his glove. But composed, kept it in there. Easy throw over to first for the out.
And now Colin Simpson, the left-handed hitting left fielder, steps in for Chatham. Simpson 0 for 2 on the day, flied out to center field in the first and grounded out to second in the third. First pitch to him from Jarrod Horn, misses down in the zone. Good pick from Roscombe, and the count is 1-0. Ball and no strike, slow wind up in the pitch. He has swung on, fished out of the on a low pitch and hit into left field for a base hit. Simpson around first, chugging for second, and he's in there with a one-out double. Bryant Packard had some trouble getting it to it down the left field line for Wareham, and up to second with a one-out double is Colin Simpson. That'll give way to Tristan English.
Nice piece of hitting by Simpson there to go to the opposite field. Didn't need to hustle down the first baseline like he did last time on the slow roller to second. But good way to get things started here for Chatham with still just one out.
Third base coach for Chatham comes in and gets the gear off Colin Simpson. He was wearing a shin protector as well as some gloves, and he'll run it back to the third base dugout. And now Tristan English, the big right-handed first baseman from Georgia Tech, steps in. 0 for 1 today, grounded out to second in the first and then walked in the third. First pitch from Horn to English is swung on, slap foul back toward the Gatemen dugout, and the count is 0-1.
And English is quite a player when he's seen the field here in college. As we were talking about earlier, the Tommy John surgery in 2017, and his other 2 years, 2016 and this past year, all ACC both times.
All ACC first team as a freshman, as well as the all-freshman team, and a Louisville Slugger freshman All-American. The pitch is swung on and hit into center field, and the center fielder is not going to be able to come up with it. Runner around third in to score is Colin Simpson. The throw is cut off from the center fielder Hunter, and it's an RBI single from Tristan English, and now a 4-1 lead for Wareham as Chatham gets on the board here in the fifth.
Yeah, just not a throw there good throw there by Hunter. Had to be cut off by the first baseman Vaughn. He was coming in on it the whole time, thought his momentum might lead to a good throw, but that one was going to be up the line. Smart play to cut it off there by Vaughn.
Kyle Mccann, the left-handed hitting catcher, looks to keep this inning going here for Chatham. Throw over from Horn onto first base, not nearly in time as English is in standing up. Mccann 1 for 2 today, grounded out to the shortstop in the second, and then singled in the third inning, but was stranded at first. First pitch to him, misses inside and low, and the count is 1-0 off the hand of Jarrod Horn. Mccann, third team All-ACC this season. 300, and how about this OPS? 1023, the OPS for Kyle Mccann. The 1-0 is swung on and popped up back and right over toward the Gatemen dugout. Vaughn gives chase, reaches into the dugout, but it falls foul as he ran out of room along the railing.
That was just out of the reach there of Vaughn. He had to reach over the railing like you said, but that just evading his glove there looked like it was going to be a terrific play.
And Kyle Mccann catching today for the Anglers, but didn't catch much of the season for Georgia Tech. And that's because he had to play behind a guy that Gatemen fans might know, Joey Bart, the ACC Player of the Year and the number 2 overall pick to the San Francisco Giants, played with Wareham last season. The 1-1 misses outside and a bit high as well. The count is 2 balls and a strike to the left-handed hitting Mccann. 54 games this season, 49 starts for Mccann. Another throw over to first, but English is back in time, standing up.
I was just going to mention, JD, those 54 games. As I said in the pregame, if you can hit, they'll find a spot for you. Even if you got Joey Bart ahead of you, they'll still find a spot in the lineup.
2 balls and a strike. Here's the pitch from Horn. Fastball misses inside, and it's 3-1 now as Horn, after giving up that run, starting to come unraveled a little bit here.
Yeah, he's starting to miss quite a bit here, putting the Anglers in some real good hitters' counts. See if they can make him pay. You've got some power at this part of the lineup for Chatham.
Runners back in this time headlong, and want to make a correction. Joey Bart in 2016 with the Gatemen. Did not play with the Gatemen last summer, but still the number 2 overall pick coming from a former Wareham Gatemen, played with Harwich last season. 3-1 is swung on, slap foul down the right field line. You can hear the oohs and ahs that time from the Chatham fans, but it hooked well foul as the wind continues to blow out to right field. And the trees, there's some big trees out there, and you can just see the branches constantly moving. The wind has not relented in this game. 3 balls and 2 strikes, runner on at first and 1 out. Here in the bottom half of the 5th inning, the Gatemen a 4-1 lead over Chatham, but the Anglers already with 1 run across in this half. Bart working out of the stretch from the first base side of the rubber. Now time called by the hitter this time, Kyle Mccann, and time granted by Mickey Garcia. Three balls and 2 strikes, a full count. Here comes the payoff pitch from Bart. It misses in the dirt for ball 4. So after giving up a run on as Colin Simpson came in to score on the Tristan English single, it's now runners at first and second on a walk, and Jake Taylor, the designated hitter, will bat for Chatham.
This is a big at-bat here for the Anglers. Taylor's a guy who can really rake down there at the DH spot, and a lot of fastballs here from Wareham this inning. Guys at first and second, also an inning-ending double play in order.
First pitch from the right-hander Horn misses down in the dirt. Good stop by Roscom, and both runners stay at first and second, and now Roscom's going to take a moment and go out and talk to Jarrod Horn on the mound for the Gatemen.
Yeah, I think this is a guy you're going to want to try and pitch around as much as you can. You don't want to load the bases, obviously, but you don't want to give him fastballs on that inner half of the plate, because he can really clean them out, and you could have yourselves in the ball game here. You'd probably rather have the bases loaded than have it be 4-3, but still, you just want to get this guy out.
Haven't had a problem getting him out in this game so far. 0 for 2 today is Taylor with a pair of swinging strikeouts in the second and third innings. A ball and no strikes. Horn looks back at second. A low kick and a pitch, and it's swung on and missed. A fastball in the dirt. Got Taylor to chase, and it's even at a ball and a strike.
And those pitches that were low and the pitches that were away were the way that Matulovic got the 2 strikeouts on him earlier in the game. So let's see if they keep going to that here in this crucial at-bat.
Runner at first is Kyle Mccann. Tristan English on at second. A 4-1 lead for Wareham here in the bottom of the 5th. The 1-1 pitch from Horn is a fastball, check swing, and he did go around according to the home plate umpire, and it's 1-2. So a pair of fastballs down and away. Get Jake Taylor to swing through. Now a ball and 2 strikes with 1 out. Things starting to cool off here at Veterans Field. The 1-2 pitch from Horn. In the dirt, another good stop by Roscom, and the count runs even at 2-2.
I've been impressed with Roscom today, getting his first start of the season with the 2 preseason games. He played first base in both, getting his first start behind the plate. He's made some really nice stops, especially early in the game when Chatham had the bases loaded with 2 outs. He was able to keep a lot of breaking pitches in front of him and keep that run from scoring.
2 balls and 2 strikes, a chest-high set from Jarrod Horn. Here comes the pitch. Misses down and away once more. Another backhand pick from Roscom, keeping the runners at first and second, but the count is full. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. A 4-1 lead for the Gatemen, but the Anglers threatening with runners on first and second. Another payoff pitch from Horn is swung on, tapped toward the shortstop and the third baseman. Stott's going to try to come up with it, but it rolls underneath his glove. And that'll go as an E6 against Bryson Stott, but Austin Shenton didn't help matters. Ran right in front of Stott as the ball rolled kind of in that 5.5 hole.
Yeah, we saw earlier in the game Stott calling off Shenton on a ground ball just like that. This time, don't know if he did or Shenton wasn't able to hear him, but definitely impeding that ground ball, and Stott having to take his focus off the ball commits the error there.
Still just 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Bases loaded for the Anglers, and the most dangerous hitter today for Chatham has been Ben Ramirez, and he's in the left-handed batter's box to face Jarrod Horn. The first pitch from Horn is downstairs for a ball, and it's 1-0. Another good stop from Luke Roskin behind the plate. Ramirez 2 for 2, a pair of singles today, and also a stolen base. Last time he was on the base paths in the 4th inning. Horn takes a deep breath, and the pitch home is a called strike on the inner half, and it's 1-1. Good pitch that time from Horn, almost a get-me-over fastball, even though it was just a 1-ball count, but trying to settle in here. Still just 1 out, and the bases loaded here in the 5th. Another deep breath. Here's the 1-1. Misses down and in for a ball, 2-1.
And Ramirez has gone to right field a couple times tonight. There is a bit of a hole, as Dunn playing a little bit more up the middle, and Vaughn having to play behind the runner with a short lead.
And now Jim Lawler going to trot out from the first base dugout as he wants to talk things over with Jarrod Horn with the bases loaded. Roscom also joining him out on the mound, the 3 of them getting together. Just trying to calm down Horn. Lawler gives him a pat on the backside, says, everything's all right, you're okay. Still got a 3-run lead, let's protect it here.
Yeah, Horn going with a lot of off-speed stuff, a lot of stuff low in the zone here. I don't know if he's got too much confidence with his fastball going right now.
2 balls and a strike, bases loaded with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Wareham a 4-1 lead over the Chatham Anglers here on opening day of the 2018 Cape League season. Horn comes set in the stretch. The pitch is swung on, hit to the second baseman. Dunn. This could be 2. On to short to stop for 1. On to second. The ball goes behind the first baseman, Vaughn. 1 run came in to score on the double play attempt, and now a second will come in to score on the throwing error from Bryson Stott. And all of a sudden, we've got ourselves a 4-3 ball game.
And that's a ball Stott's going to eat there. I know he's trying to end the inning there with 1 play, but if you just keep 1 run in, that's okay. Really no chance to get Ramirez going to first, and that's the risk you run, and the throw goes to the dugout, and that allows another run in.
And Ramirez moves all the way up to second base on the error, so we'll score that one a fielder's choice, 4-6, and then a throwing error from Bryson Stott. Austin Wilhite in the right-handed batter's box now for Chatham. And the first pitch misses downstairs in the dirt once again, and it's 1-0. Wilhite 0 for 1 today, walked in the second, and then struck out in the 4th inning. Now a pair of errors for Bryson Stott in the inning. Not known quite as much for his defense as his offense, but settling in, didn't play in either of those first 2 exhibition games.
And I think these 2 errors are both mental. As I was talking about that ball that it looked like Shenton was going to cut off, I think he just lost his focus there. And then on the double play, just a throw that never should have been made.
The 1-0 to Wilhite misses downstairs once again. 2 balls and no strikes from the right-hander Horn to the right-handed hitting Wilhite. Wilhite at 5'9", 171 out of Georgia Tech. Horn comes set chin high, takes a deep breath, and looks back at second where Ben Ramirez stands. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Waved on and missed. A good pitch on the outer half, and it's 2-1.
It's a nice pitch there by Horn, not trying to throw a get-me-over with 2-0. Throws it where he likes on the black on the outside, gets a swing and a miss.
2-1. Horn looks back. Now the pitch home is waved on and missed once again. Another pitch on the outer half, and Horn fighting back. It's now an even count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two and 2 the count with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The 2-2. Called strike 3 on the inner half. A good pitch from Jarrod Horn, and he preserves the lead for the Gatemen, although a much slimmer lead now on the strikeout presented to you by Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard, the official strikeout sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen. We're headed to the top of the 6th inning. 3 runs come across to score in the inning for the Chatham Anglers. The Gatemen still with a 4-3 lead as we head to the top of the 6th on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
The Gatemen wish to thank Patty Wild and the trustees of the John Wild Charitable Trust for their continued support of Gatemen Baseball in Wareham.
Make sure you pick up all your Gatemen and CCBL gear at our merchandise booth in addition to souvenir bats, programs, all-star tickets, and tickets for the Test Your Fastball game.
AD Makepeace is the world's largest cranberry grower located right here in Wareham, Mass. The company offers public tours throughout the year, and you can visit Makepeace Farms in Tohonet Village for cranberry-themed gifts, sandwiches, and salads. Visit MakepeaceFarms.com.
Since 1950, Morse Insurance has consistently offered the best insurance at competitive rates to generations of clients in southern Massachusetts. If you're frustrated with paying for what essentially feels like just a piece of paper, it's time for you to check out the one-of-a-kind client experience that only Morse Insurance can deliver.
And top of the 6th inning here at Veterans Field, a 4-3 lead for the Wareham Gatemen over the Chatham Anglers after the Anglers get 3 across against Jarrod Horn in the bottom of the 5th inning. And it'll still be the right-hander Jack Conlon on the mound for the Anglers. In the first batter he'll face this inning is the dangerous left-handed hitting left fielder from ECU, Bryant Packard. Packard, the left-handed hitting left fielder today for the Gatemen. And the first pitch to him from Conlon misses up and away, and the count is 1-0. Packard, first team all AAC this season. 1-0 misses upstairs, and it's 2-0. He's 0 for 2 today, reached on an error in the first inning and scored, and then grounded out to shortstop in the third. 2 balls and no strikes. The pitch from Conlon. Breaking ball misses upstairs and away, and it's 3-0. Conlon struggling to find the zone here in the early part of this top of the 6th against Packard. The 3-0. Get me over fastball hits the black for a strike, and it's 3-1. Packard wearing white batting gloves, gripping a two-tone tan and dark tan bat. Here's the 3-1 pitch from Conlon. Misses the outer half for a ball, and it's a leadoff walk for Bryant Packard to start the 6th for the Gatemen.
That's a good pitch there. Right on the outside corner, fastball, tough one to lay off, even at 3-1. And Gatemen fortunate with that call.
Now Parker Phillips, another dangerous hitter in this heart of the order for the Gatemen. Hasn't been too dangerous today, a strikeout swinging in the first, and then flied out to right field in the third. Short lead for Packard at first, being held on by Tristan English. Here's the first pitch to the right-handed hitting Phillips, and he fouls it off back and right and out of play. Phillips, the DH from Austin P. in Collierville, Tennessee, and Collierville High School. 0-1 the count as Conlon checks on the runner at first. Works out of the stretch from the first base side of the runner. Comes set, chest high, and the pitch is a called strike on a looping breaking ball in at the knees, and it's 0-2.
That's the best breaking ball we've seen from Conlon thus far. Breaking on the inner part of the plate. Even a tough one for the catcher to handle there. Didn't really frame it too well, but a called strike nonetheless.
Conlon tucks the glove into his hip. Now brings it up toward his chest. Comes set, the kick and the pitch. 0-2, misses outside for a ball, and it's 1-2, excuse me. Phillips taps the bat twice on the plate. The right-hander Conlon comes set. The 1-2 is swung on, fisted over the head of the second baseman and into center field, a base hit. Around second is Bryant Packard, and he'll get in there sliding, no throw. And now almost moving up to second base is Parker Phillips, but he'll stay put. A good job that time from the Anglers to recover on not the best throw from the center fielder, Rave.
Yeah, not a good throw at all there by Rave. It looked like it was going to get cut off by the shortstop. It got past him And with the third baseman covering third, it was up to Conlin, who was in the right spot. Great baseball IQ there from Conlin to back it up, or else you might have had a guy coming home and a guy going down to second for Wareham.
So runners at the corners for Bryson Stott, the left-handed hitting shortstop, who was only charged with one error in the last half inning. Now looking to make up for it here in the top of the sixth. The first pitch to Stott is a fastball right on the outer black, and the count is 0-1 to the left-hander from UNLV. Stott, a third-team All-American per Collegiate Baseball newspaper and a first-team All-Mountain West member this season. Here comes the 0-1 from Conlin, waved on and missed. A changeup in the dirt on the outer half, and it's 0-2. Runners at the corners, nobody out here in the top of the sixth inning. The Gatemen clinging to a 4-3 lead here at Veterans Field. The 0-2. Called strike three on the inner half. Stott called out on strikes. The first strikeout of the day for Jack Conlin. And there's one out and runners at the corners now for Austin Shenton. Fourth strikeout of the day for Gatemen hitters, as the left-handed hitting third baseman from Florida International University, Austin Shenton, steps in with a runner in scoring position and just one out. The first pitch to Shenton is swung on, hit into left field fairly deep. We'll see if they try it. The left fielder makes the catch. Tagging up from third is Packard. There'll be no throw, and he'll score standing up. So a sac fly off the bat of Austin Shenton, and the Gatemen double their lead to 2. It's 5-3.
Yeah, not much to say about that one. Sacrifice fly to left field. I think just deep enough to get him in, but Gatemen able to score the runs easily there.
Runner at first, Parker Phillips, did not move up on the play, and now Luke Roscom has that runner at first in Parker Phillips and 2 outs as he steps into the left-handed batter's box to face Conlin. Roscom 0 for 2 today, grounded out to second in the second inning, and then popped out in foul territory toward the catcher in the fourth. First pitch from Conlin misses down and in, and it's 1-0. Roscom wearing the Nebraska-colored, red-colored Cornhusker sleeves under the blue jersey today for Wareham. Ball and no strikes. The pitch from Conlin misses outside, and it's 2-0 to Roscom.
Roscom still able to have a nice accent with that Cornhusker red, just a bit for all his gear. Little darker shade for the Gatemen. Can't really notice too much on the blue uniform, though.
The red catcher's gear, now the red Under Armour. The 2-0 is swung on and popped up into that cavernous left field. Simpson takes a couple of steps back, now a couple of steps forward, and makes the play for the final out of the inning. But not before the Gatemen scratch one across on a sac fly from Austin Shenton, the run scored by Bryant Packard, and we're headed to the bottom of the sixth inning. And now to give another look around the Cape League, here's our host, Henrique Demore.
Great, thank you so much, JD. Going around the league, only one other game has completed, and that is the YD Red Sox with an awesome back-and-forth win over the Bourne Braves. I was a friend of mine that is the broadcaster for the Braves told me how that one ended. The Braves scratched across 3 runs in the top of the ninth to take a 9-8 lead before YD scored 2 in the bottom of the ninth, and the walk-off was on a ground ball that hit the third base bag to give YD their first win of the year. As we mentioned, 10-1 was a score for the Katua Kettleers over the Brewster Whitecaps. Peyton Burdick, career day, 4 for 4, 3 home runs and 7 RBIs for him. Vaughn was still in the lead, 9-2 over Hyannis Harbor. That game's in the bottom of the 8th inning at Hyannis Harbor. And 3-2 was the lead for the Harwich Mariners over the Orleans Firebirds. That one in Harwich, underway in the top of the 8th inning. Here, it is the Wareham Gatemen, as we know, over the Chatham Anglers, 5-3. Back to you guys in the booth.
Thank you very much, Henrique, as we head to the bottom half of the sixth inning. The right-hander on the mound is Jarrod Horn. Got off to a tough start, but then got out of the inning still with a lead last half.
Yeah, and one of those obviously due to the error at shortstop by Stott. But I think it's interesting to see him out here for a second inning. That was a lot of laboring in that inning, a lot of pitching from behind in the count, and a high pitch count in that inning. But Coach Snedden with an insurance run, if you will, in the last half inning. Going to roll with his guy here.
As the right-hander Horn finishes up his warm-up tosses, he'll face 9-1-2 here in the bottom of the sixth. It'll be Greg Jones, the shortstop from UNC Wilmington, the switch hitter, batting left to lead it off for the Anglers.
Leading off for Chatham, the shortstop from the University of North
Jones 1 for 1 today, singled in the second and then walked before he was picked off on a double play in the fourth. So he's been on base both times. He's got some speed, 16 stolen bases this season for the speedster from Cary, North Carolina. The first pitch to him, he shows bunt but pulls it back as the fastball runs outside, and it's 1-0. Jones holds a two-tone bat and dangles it over his left shoulder. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Fastball on the outer half, a called strike, and the count is even at 1-1. One ball and one strike, another pitch from Horn coming home. Misses inside, and the count is 2-1. 5-3 Gatemen here in the bottom of the sixth. 3 runs in the first inning for Wareham, a run in the fourth, and then a run in the fifth, and then a run in the sixth for the Gatemen. The 2-1 pitch from Horn misses downstairs once again, and it's 3-1 to the switch hitter batting left, Greg Jones. A chilly night here in Chatham as the wind continues to blow. 3 balls and a strike to count. Here comes the pitch from Horn. Swung on and missed. A good fastball elevated in the upper half of the zone, and it's now a full count of 3 balls and 2 strikes.
It's a pitch we really haven't seen from Horn yet. The high fastball. He's been dotting it on the outside corner on the black, but challenging him with one up high.
Payoff pitch, called strike 3 on the inner half. Another strikeout now, back-to-back strikeouts for Horn, dating back to the last inning, and that strikeout, as all the strikeouts this season from the Gatemen, is brought to you by Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard Law Firm, the official strikeout sponsor of your Wareham Gatemen. That'll give way to the top of the order in the left-handed hitting John Rave here with 1 out in the sixth. The pitch home from Horn skips up out of the glove of Luke Roscom, and actually Rave was able to reach out and pluck it out of the air and handed it back to Roscom before Roscom threw it back to Horn. The count is 1-0. Ball and no strikes to the left-hander. The kick and the pitch. Swung on, popped up into shallow left center field. Skylar Hunter races in and makes the play for the second out of the inning. Hunter took a couple of steps back, then realized it was going to hang up in the breeze. And there are now 2 outs for the dangerous Spencer Torkelson. Torkelson 0 for 3 today, not something we saw often from him this season at Arizona State. A .320 average for the freshman. First pitch from Horn is a breaking ball that didn't get all the way to the plate, and it's 1-0.
I'm intrigued by this matchup here. I've liked Horn's fastball today. Starts him with the breaking ball here. With no one on base, I want to see him challenge him a bit.
1-0, looping curveball in there for a called strike, and it's 1-1 on the inner half.
And just so you know, it's now 2 straight breaking balls.
Torkelson 0 for 3 today, as we mentioned, a strikeout in the third inning. 1-1, paints the outside corner, and it's a called strike, and it's 1-2. Two outs, bottom of the sixth inning. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Horn. Swung on top softly toward Bryson Stott. Gloves it coming forward, throw is in the dirt, and it's not going to be in time as it bounces out of the glove of Andrew Vaughn, and the inning continues for the Anglers.
This one a lot tougher play for Bryson Stott at shortstop, having to come in, thrown across his body, and a tough pick there by Vaughn that he just isn't able to get a piece of, or get all of, excuse me. So this should probably go down as a base hit.
We'll have to see how they score it. No indication yet as Colin Simpson, the left-handed hitting left fielder from Oklahoma State, steps in with a runner on at first and 2 men out here in the home half of the sixth. Horn motions with his glove, now throws over. Torkelson is back in headlong with no tag. It looks like they will indeed score that a single for Spencer Torkelson, so he gets rid of that 0 for on his line. Now 1 for 4 on the day. Meanwhile, Simpson 2 for 3 with a double and a run scored. The first pitch to him is swung on, tapped toward the 3.5 hole, and over to make the play is Oliver Dunn. and he makes the play for the final out of the inning. Chatham leaves one on off the 2-out single from Spencer Torkelson. Meanwhile, the Gatemen still a 5-3 lead as we head to the top half of the 7th here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Stop by the Ansel S. Gurney House, where you will find a unique shopping and dining experience. Whether shopping for a special occasion or just to treat yourself, you'll find what you're looking for in one of the 11 themed rooms. There's also a cafe serving fresh homemade lunches overlooking the extensive gardens. The Ansel S. Gurney House is located at 403 County Road in Marion.
Learning at Curry College extends beyond the classroom and is embedded in all that they do. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers and active citizenship with a global perspective. Explore undergraduate majors, minors, and concentrations, including new majors in accounting, biochemistry, and software development, online at www.curry.edu.
Since 1981, the Northeast Maritime Institute has been one of the forerunners in private maritime education and training in the United States and around the globe. They have been recognized by the International Maritime Organization as well as the U.S. Coast Guard for their top-quality maritime education, facilities, faculty, and staff. Northeast Maritime Institute, America's premier two-year maritime college.
5-3, the Gatemen lead here in the top half of the 7th inning, and a new pitcher on the mound here for Chatham as he will replace the right-hander Jack Conlon. It'll be Spencer Van Scoy, the left-hander from Arizona State, teammate of Spencer Torkelson, who singled in that last half inning. Van Scoy, the first lefty the Gatemen will face this season.
That'll be interesting, obviously, with still a lot of lefties in this lineup, even though they've added some of those Team USA guys from the right-hand side of the plate. Still some key hitters in their order from the left-hand side.
We'll see right, left, right with 4, 5, and 6, or excuse me, we'll see left, short switch, a left here from the Gatemen. Here as we see 9-1-2 for Wareham. It'll be Dominic Clementi, Skylar Hunter, and Oliver Dunn due up for the Gatemen. Clementi steps in from the left side, 0 for 1 today, walked and grounded out in his first 2 plate appearances. The first pitch from Van Scoy misses down and in, and the count is 1-0. Van Scoy working out of the full windup, straight away on the rubber. Brings the glove in front of his face, leans back, kicks and fires. 1-0 is waved on and missed, a good pitch on the outer half. Clementi can't catch up to it, and it's 1-1. Van Scoy, the lefty from Arizona State. Here's the 1-1, waved on and missed once again, and it's now 1-2. Van Scoy, a 6.29 ERA this season in 15 games. The 1-2 pitch, swung on, popped up, back and left, right back toward us, gets hung up in the trees. And the count holds at a ball and 2 strikes. 24 1/3 innings pitched for Van Scoy, 28 hits, 24 runs, but only 17 of them earned. Here's the 1-2 from the lanky lefty. Misses down and away for a ball, and it's 2-2. Van Scoy, 6'4", 200 pounds from Arizona State. A sophomore. 2-2, or the 1-2 is swung on and popped up into right field. Torkelson races in, camps out underneath it, and makes the play for the first out of the inning. So first batter that Van Scoy faces flies out to his collegiate teammate and Chatham Angler teammate Spencer Torkelson in right. And that'll be the top of the order in the switch hitter Skylar Hunter, who for the first time will bat from the right side today. First pitch from the lefty Van Scoy to the right-handed hitting Skylar Hunter is swung on and tapped foul back into the screen, and it's 0-1. Hunter 1 for 3 today, singled and scored a run in the first, struck out in the second, and grounded out in the fifth. The 0-1 misses outside, and it's 1-1 from the left-hander Van Scoy to the switch hitter batting right, Skylar Hunter. 1-1, the pitch is waved on and missed. Big breaking ball from the left-handed slot of Van Scoy. A great pitch on the inner half, and it's 1-2. Ball and 2 strikes. Van Scoy working quickly. The pitch swung on, ripped foul down the right field line, but into the netting over the Gatemen dugout. And it's still 1-2.
And scored a lot of dip on those breaking pitches. Think he'll go there again.
Here comes the 1-2. Fastball misses inside, turns Hunter out of the way, and it's 2-2 to the switch hitter batting right.
That would be the announcer's jinx, wouldn't it be, JD?
It would. You thought he would go breaking ball, he went fastball. Things happen. 2-2 misses down and in, and it's 3-2. Full count. Good job from Skylar Hunter to work his way back into this count.
It's a long season for us to redeem ourselves. Me, right now.
3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Van Scoy. Fastball up at the eyeballs. Gets Skylar Hunter to swing and miss. And the first strikeout of the day for Spencer Van Scoy and just the second batter he faces. Oliver Dunn, the left-handed hitting second baseman, digs in now for Wareham. Still a 5-3 lead for the Gatemen here in the 7th. First pitch from lefty to lefty misses inside, and it's 1-0. Dunn walked and scored a run in the first. 3 unassisted on the ground out to first in the second, and a solo homer to right field in the 5th. 1-0 is slash foul back and left, right out toward the press box here at Veterans Field, and it's 1-1. Van Scoy on the mound, a 19th round pick of the Blue Jays in 2016, and this pitch comes in and gets Oliver Dunn. Looked like it got him on the shoulder, right in the arm area. So a 2-out hit by pitch for Oliver Dunn puts a runner on in first for the ever-dangerous Andrew Vaughn. Vaughn 0 for 3 today, struck out, swinging in the first, flied out to center in the third, to deep center, really deep center in the third, and then grounded out to the shortstop in the 5th. Van Scoy going to step off the mound. Both of these guys from the Pac-12. Andrew Vaughn from Cal Berkeley and Spencer Van Scoy from Arizona State. Van Scoy comes set chest high, looks over at first a couple of times, and the pitch home to Vaughn is swung on, hit into the 5.5 hole. Backhanded diving stop from Jones. His throw to first is in time for the final out of the inning. Greg Jones, a couple of errors earlier in this game, makes up for it there with a fantastic play, diving into the hole and then throwing across his body, and that'll do it for the top half of the 7th. The Gatemen leave 1 on in the 7th inning. Still a 5-3 lead for Wareham as we head to the bottom half of the inning here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Established in 1877, TM Ryder is a family-run insurance agency located in downtown Middleborough, Massachusetts. TM Ryder's goal is to find the best coverage at a fair rate for their customers, but they really value giving the best service they can provide. Visit the office on Thatcher's Row if you would like P&C insurance information, quotes, and policies.
Folks, after the game, be sure to visit El Mariachi on Main Street for the best Mexican food in Wareham. The cantina provides a delicious late-night snack accompanied by fun cocktails.
Make sure you sign your child up today for the Gatemen Robertson's GMC Youth Clinics. This year we have 5 one-week sessions for children 5 to 14. We also have 2 special sessions for hitting and pitching open to teens. Registration is available online at gatemen.org or through forms available at the merchandise booth.
We are pleased to announce Robertson's GMC on Route 28 in Wareham have partnered with the Gatemen to sponsor our youth baseball clinic. Be sure to visit their vehicle demo here at the game. Our revamped clinic program is grateful for Robertson's support.
4-5-6 for the Anglers in the bottom half of the 7th. A 5-3 lead for the Gatemen here at Veterans Field on opening day in the 2018 Cape Cod Baseball League season. And Jarrod Horn will do battle with Tristan English to lead off the half. First pitch is a breaking ball, hits the inner half for a called strike, and it's 0-1 to the right-handed hitting English from Georgia Tech. Here comes the 0-1 from the right-hander Jarrod Horn from Cal. Pitch misses inside and in the dirt, and it's 1-1. English an RBI single in his last at-bat, then went on to score on a wild half inning for the Anglers where they got all 3 runs across in the 5th. Here's the 1-1 from Horn. Swung on and slapped into center field and in for a base hit. Tristan English deposits a low pitch right in front of the center fielder Hunter, and he's on at first with nobody out for Kyle Mccann.
For Chatham, the catcher from Georgia Tech, number 7, Kyle
Back-to-back Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets here for Chatham in this part of the order, I should say. Kyle Mccann, the left-handed hitting catcher. He's 1 for 2 today, grounded out to the shortstop in the second, singled in the third, and then walked and scored a run in the fifth. Runner on at first is English. He's being held on there by Andrew Vaughn. First pitch here from the right-hander Horn is swung on, slapped in between the 3.5 hole and into right field for a hit. English takes a short round around second. He's not going to advance. A good job that time from Dominic Clementi coming up to and hustling to get to that ground ball in right field. And there's runners at first and second, still nobody out for Jake Taylor.
Yeah, now we're going to start seeing some action in the Gatemen bullpen. It's looking like Brendan White, the right-hander, is going to start to get loose for Wareham down the right field line here with Horn in some trouble.
Jake Taylor, the designated hitter from Oklahoma State, steps in from the right side. He's 1 for 3 today with a pair of strikeouts and a single. Runners at first and second, nobody out here in the bottom of the seventh. A 5-3 lead for Wareham. Horn checks second, comes set, chest high in the pitch. Tries to get a bunt down, popped up into foul territory, but out of the reach of Luke Roscom, and it's 0-1. So Chatham and Tom Holliday trying to play some small ball here with nobody out and runners at first and second, trying to move both runners into scoring position.
And I don't know if I exactly agree with this, JD. I'm not a big fan of the sack bunt anyway, but to take the bat out of your designated hitter's hands right here with nobody out, I'd rather let him take some cuts at it.
Let's see if the strategy changes here with an 0-1 count. Now both corner infielders, Austin Shenton at third and Andrew Vaughn at first, are playing in on the lip of the grass. The other two back at normal depth. Here comes the 0-1. No bunt attempt this time, but a called strike on a good pitch on the outer half, and it's 0-2.
And I like that they take the sign off. You've got Horn on the ropes here, let alone the two guys on base, but you've got him near the end of his night. We've got double barrel action going down now in the Wareham bullpen.
0-2 the count with nobody out and runners on first and second. Jarrod Horn comes set, checks second base where Tristan English stands. Now turns and pitches. Ball gets away from Luke Roscom. That'll go as a wild pitch as both runners move up. Essentially a sacrifice bunt, but you don't get an out of it.
There you go. So it does work out for Chatham in the end. Just a bad release point there, it looked like, from Horn as that pitch bounced way in front of the plate. Obviously not where he wanted that, and the hole gets just bigger for the Gatemen here, tying run now in scoring position.
And Andrew Vaughn, the first baseman, going over their teammates during the season at Cal Berkeley, saying, hey, listen, we still got a 2-run lead. Let's get us out of it. Still nobody out, though, and runners both in scoring position at second and third with Jake Taylor in the batter's box and a 1-2 count. Here comes the 1-2. In the dirt again, a good stop from Luke Roscom. Tristan English certainly thought about it as he moved up a couple of steps, but Roscom has played a fantastic defensive catcher today.
Yeah, and it looks like, once again, Roscom saving a run there. Really impressive behind the plate tonight. Just tried to throw that one guy out, that throw that airmailed into center field where it looked like it might have been batter interference. It was really close. But other than that, he's been really solid.
The 2-2 misses downstairs once again. Backhand pick from Roscom. And the count runs full to 3 balls and 2 strikes. So after getting Jake Taylor all the way to 0-2, he's clawed his way back into the count with 3 balls.
Yeah, and this is interesting. I would have thought a more attacking style here from Horn. He's got first base open, but he doesn't want to put him on. Ben Ramirez, the guy on deck's been the most dangerous Chatham hitter today. Don't want him coming up with the bases loaded.
Payoff pitch from Horn, swung on and missed. A big strikeout there for Jarrod Horn of Jake Taylor. That'll be the 3rd strikeout of the day for Jarrod Horn. And as always, it's brought to you by Lang X Afaris and Bullard Law Firm, the official strikeout sponsor of your Wareham Gatemen. As you mentioned now, Cam, striding into the batter's box on the left side will be the left-handed hitting third baseman Ben Ramirez from USC. He's reached all 3 times, a pair of singles, and then reached on a fielder's choice that kept the inning alive last time up for Chatham. Runners at second and third, 1 out. The wind rippling through Ramirez's white pinstripe jersey. The first pitch from Horn, fastball, called strike on the inner half, and it's 0-1. Another all Pac-12 matchup here. USC in the batter's box, Cal Berkeley on the mound. Short leads for both runners at second and third base. Horn comes set, chest high. Elevates to the chin, looks at the plate, and here's the pitch. Breaking ball, good stop by Roscom. Didn't get all the way to the plate, and it's 1-1. Ramirez has been impressive today, and it's even more impressive at the fact that he is just a freshman from USC, already coming all the way out to the Cape League from Chula Vista, California. The 1-1 comes home. Waved on and missed. A good pitch on the inner half. Took something off at that time, and it's 1-2. Austin Wilhite, the second baseman, on deck. He'll bat as long as Ramirez doesn't produce 2 outs. 1-2 the count. Runners at second and third, both in scoring position. A 5-3 lead for Wareham here in the 7th. Pitch home is sliced down the left field line, but foul into that deep left field, and it's still 1-2. Ramirez with a two-tone bat in his hands, waves it over the plate a few times. Horn looking in for the sign from Roscom, gives a sign of his own, 2 brushes of the glove as he tucks it into his chest. Now comes set on the first base side of the rubber. The big 1-2 is swung on, hit into center field. Skylar Hunter races in, makes the play on the run, comes up throwing. Tristan English trying to tag from third. The ball will hit him. He'll be safe on the slide. So now a 5-4 lead for Wareham as the runner from third, Tristan English, comes in to score on the sacrifice fly to center field from Ben Ramirez.
A similar play to that sacrifice fly earlier in the game for the Anglers. It was Hunter coming in, plenty of time to get under it, but his momentum going forward the whole time. This time the throw goes all the way to the plate. It's a bit better, just a few feet up the line, and it hits the runner there, so they're unable to get him.
No advance from second from the runner Kyle Mccann as Austin Wilhite, the right-handed hitting second baseman from Georgia Tech, steps in. Horn trying to protect a 1-run lead once more for the Gatemen. First pitch from Horn to Wilhite. Wilhite shows bunt, pulls it back, but it's a called strike anyway. Fastball on the inner half, and it's 0-1.
I think just trying to keep the third baseman Shenton honest here. He was deep at third base.
0-1 the count. Wilhite dangles the black bat over his head and kind of spins it Gary Sheffield-esque, but not nearly as frequently. Horn looks back at second. Comes set with the tan glove, and the pitch home is waved on and missed. A good pitch on the outer half from the right-hander Horn, and it's 0-2. Wilhite waves that black bat over the plate. Horn tucks his tan glove into his blue jersey as he gets the signal from Luke Roscom. No balls and 2 strikes. The pitch from Horn. Good stop from Roscom. Pitch in the dirt. Runner can't move up from second. Kyle Mccann was about halfway there before realizing that he could get gunned out by Luke Roscom, who has shown off that strong arm today.
Yeah, Mccann, as you said, really wanted to get down there. It was about halfway down the line before he was sent back.
A ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner at second. Wareham protecting a 5-4 lead here in the bottom half of the 7th. The 1-2 pitch, another good stop by Roscom. This time, though, it's going to go up the line to the first base side, and able to move up to third base is Kyle Mccann on what must be scored a wild pitch.
I don't know if Mccann was going to go back at all that time, even if he was dead to rights. I think he had made his mind up. Luckily for him, that ball was up the line just a bit. Able to trot in there standing up.
Second wild pitch of the inning for Jarrod Horn, who's lived down in the zone thus far, but has done a good job of inducing some ground ball outs, although he did allow that sac fly one batter ago to Ben Ramirez to tighten this game up. 5-4 Gatemen, bottom of the 7th inning, 2 outs, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and a runner on at third. Austin Wilhite in the batter's box, and the right-hander Jarrod Horn on the mound for Wareham. Horn toes the first base side of the slab. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fastball up near the letters. It'll go as a ball, and the count is 3-2. Will Heights worked himself back into this count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The payoff pitch. Swung on / foul, hooking into the right field bleachers. And the count is still 3 balls and 2 strikes. I should say the first base line bleachers more than the right field bleachers. Out near those trees that continue to rustle in the brisk wind here at Veterans Field. Full count, 3-2. Horn steps off the mound and quickly steps back on. Elevates the glove to his chest. Here's the payoff pitch again, and it's swung on and missed. A great pitch from Jarrod Horn keeps the Gatemen in front with a 5-4 lead as we head to the top of the 8th. That strikeout, the 4th of the day for Jarrod Horn in his 3rd inning of work, brought to you by Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard, the official strikeout sponsor of your Wareham Gatemen. The Gatemen with a 5-4 lead after a run scored by Chatham in the bottom of the 7th. We're headed to the top of the 8th here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Located in Wareham Crossing, Costal Orthodontics, longtime sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen, knows the importance of a healthy smile. Dr. Kevin Oliveira and his team at Costal Orthodontics are a patient-focused practice, delivering professional, effective orthodontic treatment based on the individual clinical needs of each patient, resulting in beautiful smiles in a timely manner. With 10 years of experience using Invisalign, Costal Orthodontics uses the most up-to-date dental equipment.
One of the area's best restaurants is located right up the street, Brewfish Bar and Eatery. Stop by for a nice lunch or a relaxing dinner. Brewfish offers 20 rotating craft beers on tap and creative pub foods such as fish and chips, sticky ribs, pulled pork, delicious burgers, and pizza. Check out their off-the-menu brunch with a Bloody Mary bar and $5 mimosas on Sundays. The Brewfish Beer Garden is now open for outdoor dining under the tent and casual dining and drinks at the outdoor bar, along with live music on Friday and Saturday nights as well as Sunday afternoons outside. Brewfish Bar and Eatery is located on Route 105 in Marion.
Soft as a Grape is a proud sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen. Soft as a Grape has 10 retail locations on Cape Cod, so even when you're cheering on your Gatemen at any away games, stop into a Soft as a Grape store for the best Cape Cod products. Stores located in Falmouth, Mashpee, Woods Hole, Hyannis, Chatham, Provincetown, Edgartown, Oak Bluffs, and Vineyard Haven. From beach day to every day, Soft as a Grape has you covered.
Spencer Van Scoy remains on the mound here for the Chatham Anglers in the top half of the 8th inning. The Gatemen a 5-4 lead now. It shrunk once again to 1 run with Bryant Packard in the batter's box. The first pitch to him is fouled off straight back, and the count is 0-1 to the left-handed hitting Packard. It'll be 4-5-6 here for the Gatemen in the top of the 8th. Packard, Phillips, Stott. The 0-1 looping curveball hit right back up the middle. Into the glove of Greg Jones, a spinning throw will pull the first baseman English off the bag. Just impressive to get the ball at all on that ball hit up the middle. Greg Jones can't get it there, and that'll go down as a base hit. The first of the day for Bryant Packard.
I think that was actually a great play by Tristan English. That ball was well up the first base line there. Looked like it was going to be a trip to second for Packard, but nice of him to get off the base. Wasn't going to get him anyway, and to keep that in front of him. But a real good effort by Jones there at short.
That'll give way to Andrew Vaughn, the first baseman from Cal, batting from the right side. First pitch from the left-hander Van Scoy to Vaughn is swung on, clobbered high and deep into center. Back to the track is the center fielder Rave, and it hangs up enough for him to make the play for the first out of the inning. Rather, that was Parker Phillips, not Andrew Vaughn, the designated hitter from Austin P. So Bryson Stott, the left-handed hitting shortstop, steps in for the Gatemen. Stott 1 for 3 on the day, a 2-run single in the first, flied out to right, and then struck out looking in the 6th. First pitch from Van Scoy to Stott, tries to lay down a bunt, but it's popped foul back toward the Anglers' dugout, and the count is 0-1. Runner on at first here is Bryant Packard. 1 out in the top of the 8th, a 5-4 lead for the Gatemen. Van Scoy working out of the stretch. Here's the pitch. Fastball upstairs. Started to turn on it, but then held back, and it's a 1-1 count. Stott struggled a little bit at shortstop today, but he's been good in the batter's box, 1 for 3, as we mentioned. Ball and a strike, the pitch. Fastball misses up again, and it's 2-1.
As we normally see in this situation with less than 2 outs and a guy at first. Double play depth from the second baseman. First baseman holding a runner on, so a big hole on the right side.
2-1. Misses upstairs above the head of Bryson Stott that time, and it's 3-1. And now Mccann will come out and have a chat with Van Scoy on the mound. Aside from allowing that run in, or rather, he hasn't allowed a run yet. He's looked pretty good. The run came in against Jack Conlon. Van Scoy's looked good, but 3-1 the count now with 1 out here in the 8th. Mccann just going out and saying, hey, let's calm down. We've got 1 out and a runner on. 3-1 the pitch is waved on and missed. Off-speed pitch up toward the letters for Stott. He wasn't too happy with himself having swung at a pitch that high, but nonetheless it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the payoff pitch. Runner goes. Swung on and hit foul back and left toward us and toward the Anglers press box. And the count holds full.
Yeah, I don't know if Mccann went out there to call the high breaking ball on 3-1 there, JD, but it works for him. Stott, as you mentioned, upset with himself. That's kind of that one pitch, one location type mentality, and he knows he went chasing at what was probably ball 4.
Another payoff pitch from Van Scoy. Swung on, slapped over the head of the third base coach down the third base line for Wareham and foul. So Stott doing a good job of fighting off a couple of tough pitches here with a 2-strike count against him. Runner on at first is Bryant Packard. The wind continuing to blow incredibly hard here at Veterans Field. The runner is off. Stott hits one into right field. Torkelson's going to get underneath it, and all the way back to first will go Bryant Packard. He was off on the pitch, but able to get back. That'll be the 2nd out of the inning. So the hit and run was on there with less than 2 outs and a 3-2 count. But nothing doing for Bryson Stott. He's now 1 for 4 on the day. And Austin Shenton steps into the batter's box from the left side. He's 0 for 2, grounded out to first base in the 1st, grounded out to second base in the 4th, and then picked up an RBI and a sac fly in the 6th. The left-handed third baseman from Florida International, dealing with a tough lefty-lefty matchup here against Van Scoy. The first pitch from Van Scoy to Shenton is tipped into the glove of the catcher Mccann for a strike, and it's 0-1. Couple of taps from the bat on the plate from Shenton. Van Scoy peeks at the runner at first in Packard. Stares him down, now looks back to the catcher. The pitch is swung on, clipped foul back and left into the trees just above us. As leaves fall down from the trees, a well-hit ball, but straight back, and it's 0-2. Oh, 0-2, 2 outs, top 8. Runner at first for Wareham, clinging to a 5-4 lead here on opening night. The 0-2, breaking ball, called strike 3 on the outer half. A beautiful pitch from Spencer Van Scoy sets down the Gatemen, who leave a runner on at first in the top half of the 8th. 5-4 the lead for Wareham as we head to the bottom half. But for more from head coach Don Sneddon, let's send it on over to our sideline reporter, Mary Orders.
Thanks, JD. I spoke with manager Don Sneddon during the 7th inning stretch, and he talked about the need to improve hitting, saying, quote, "We're really not hitting real well, but that's expected at the beginning of the season. Pitching is generally ahead of hitting," end quote. When I asked him why he switched Matulovic for his college teammate Jarrod Horn on the mound, Sneddon says that it is simply due to pitch limits. They usually limit them to 70 pitches, and Matulovic was very close to that magic number. Overall, Sneddon does think that the Gatemen are hitting fairly well, but they have some work to do. He says that, quote, "We hope our pitching can hold us for the rest of this ball game," end quote. Let's hope it does. Back to you guys.
5 runs across today for the Gatemen, but that's on just 5 hits. They've done a good job of manufacturing runs, Cam.
Yeah, they've made the most of their opportunity. We saw a lot of guys left on base in the second preseason game on the Vineyard on Saturday, and that was kind of what doomed the Gatemen in the end to the 2-2 tie, just leaving too many guys on bases, not finishing innings. And as you said, just 5 runs on 5 hits and taking advantage of errors and walks, a couple unearned runs for the Gatemen tonight, so they're making the most of it.
And now a pitching change coming for the Gatemen. It'll be the right-hander Brandon White from Siena to replace Jarrod Horn. Horn went 3 innings, gave up 4 runs, with only 3 of them being earned. Of course, that wild 5th inning as the Anglers scratched across 3 against Horn in his first inning of work, but he settled in and pitched pretty well for the Gatemen.
Yeah, it was a tough start for Horn, but I like the way you said he battled back. In the last inning, he let a couple come in, but he had the tying run at second and then at third and was able to come back and work his fastball for the strikeout to end the inning. So he really battled back. Mentally tough night for Horn.
And the most impressive thing about the pitching performance from Horn was not from Horn, but the fact that the Gatemen only have 5 hits the whole night. In the innings that Horn pitched, Chatham picked up 6. They have 10, but still a 5-4 lead for Wareham as we head to the bottom of the 8th. The first batter that Brendan White will face is the switch-hitting shortstop Greg Jones. He takes a pitch for a called strike on the inner half, and it's 0-1. Jones 1 for 2 today, singled in the second, walked in the fourth, and then struck out looking in the 6th. The 0-1 from White misses downstairs, and it's 1-1.
I think it's just been a tale of 2 different teams being able to finish off innings today. As I was saying just a few minutes ago, Wareham has done a great job of doing that. Chatham, as you mentioned, on the 4 runs on a total of 10 hits, have not been able to. They've been leaving a lot of guys in scoring position today.
1-1 misses up and away, and it's 2-1. White, the sophomore from Siena, 5'11", 170, a 4.08 ERA this season, 16 games pitched for the Saints. The 2-1 misses outside, and it's 3-1. 4 complete games, though, for White. Incredibly impressive season considering he pitched 90 in a third innings, gave up 93 hits, only 41 earned runs, walked 18 and struck out 61, an excellent walk-to-strikeout ratio. The 3-1 misses outside, and that's a walk to Greg Jones to lead off the inning. So you had a bit of a broadcaster's curse earlier, and now I am following suit.
Both been victimized today.
Talking about the strikeout to walk ratio for Brendan White, and then he promptly issues a leadoff walk to Greg Jones, and it'll be the top of the order in John Rave, the left-handed hitting center fielder here for Chatham. First pitch to Rave is bunted off of his body, so foul ball, and the count is 0-1. Jones with good speed on at first base, 16 stolen bases this season as a freshman at UNC Wilmington. Brendan White on the mound was very impressive in that Martha's Vineyard scrimmage. Came in with the bases loaded, nobody out, and didn't let a run across. The 0-1 pitch from him is bunted down the third baseline. Shenton gloves it, doesn't even give a look to second, and throws on to first. So the sacrifice bunt works successfully. Moving up to second is Greg Jones on the sac bunt. And now that'll give way to Spencer Torkelson, the right-handed hitting right fielder from Arizona State.
Yeah, solid bunt there by Rave, not going for a base hit, obviously, so just shooting it down the third baseline, right around the pitcher's mound for Shenton to play. No chance at second base.
And Torkelson 1 for 4 today, but as we know, has a lot of power, led the country in home runs this season with 25. The speedster Jones on at second, pitch out, nothing doing, and it's 1-0. Torkelson an infield single in his last at-bat in the 6th. Before that, flied out to left, struck out swinging, and grounded out to third. Now another pitch out. Might be looking at an intentional walk here to Spencer Torkelson. Try to put runners at first and second and have a force out at any base, and that's exactly what we'll get as Luke Roscom signals now for the intentional walk, the third pitch in. And unlike the majors, we'll have to see 4 straight balls out of the zone here from Brendan White to put Spencer Torkelson on, and that's exactly what we get. So Torkelson issued an intentional walk, and there's runners at first and second, and one out for Colin Simpson.
I think that's a good move there by the Gatemen coaching staff with the intentional walk. Now you've got a lefty coming up, and Colin Simpson obviously susceptible to the double play there, and Spencer Torkelson not very fast in his own right at first base, really trying to set up that inning-ending double play.
Haven't seen the double play today from either team, but Simpson has grounded out a couple of times. First pitch to him is a strike on the outside corner on a fastball, and it's 0-1. He's bounced out second base to first base twice today in the third and sixth inning. That last at-bat in the sixth ended the inning for Chatham. White steps off, and now Luke Roscom's going to go have a chat with him after he calls his catcher out from behind the plate.
Hot dogs for $1 at the Snack Shack.
Yeah, let's see what kind of breaking stuff that White is going to feature here. Obviously trying to get that ground ball out. Haven't seen a lot from him, both today and on the Vineyard on Saturday.
Pair of walks, one on 4 balls and one intentional. Have runners at first and second, and now a good breaking ball on the outer half, and it's 0-2 to the left-handed hitting Simpson. Greg Jones, the speedster, on at second. Spencer Torkelson, the right fielder from Arizona State, on at first for the Anglers. The 0-2 swung on, hit toward the second baseman Dunn. On to Stott for one, on to second, or rather on to first, and gets the final out on a double play. Great turn, 4-6-3. The third time that Colin Simpson has grounded out to second base here in the game, and it preserves a 1-run lead for the Gatemen. We're headed to the top half of the 9th inning. Coming down the stretch here at Veterans Field, a 5-4 lead for Wareham here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Legacy Insurance has helped the Wareham community choose the best carrier for their insurance needs. They are an independent insurance agency that represents several insurance companies of various sizes and are able to place coverages with companies that are appropriate for their clients' needs. Legacy Insurance. We don't work for an insurance company, we work for you.
The Gatemen wish to thank Patty Wild and the trustees of the John Wild Charitable Trust for their continued support of Gatemen Baseball in Wareham.
Since 1978, Lang, Forrest & Bullard has provided comprehensive legal services to families and companies in the greater New Bedford area.
The Wareham Gatemen thank Reed Custom Soils for your support. Reed Custom Soils is New England's most experienced precision soil blenders and is trusted by over 300 golf courses throughout New England.
Beat the heat and join us at Waterwiz, a water experience unlike any other this side of the bridge. Open daily, head over to the water park on Route 28, the Cranberry Highway.
Top half of the 9th inning, Spencer Van Scoy on the mound, trying to keep it at just a 1-run lead for the Gatemen. And the Gatemen trying to build on that lead with some insurance runs here in the last inning of scheduled play today. Luke Roscom, or rather Isaac Collins now, will be a pinch hitter. The switch hitter batting right will bat in the place of Luke Roscom. And it's funny enough that Collins comes into the game to replace Roscom because both of them are natives of Minnesota. First pitch to Collins is up and away, and the count is 1-0.
Tough night at the plate for Roscom tonight, though. Trying to avoid that lefty-lefty matchup once again as the Gatemen try to build on the lead here.
So Isaac Collins will bat from the right side, the middle infielder from Creighton. 1-0. Checks his swing, but he did go around on a pitch down and in, and it's 1-1 to Collins. Collins, an impressive start to the season in the exhibition games, a 2-run homer in his first at-bat as a Gateman against Newport, and then a couple of hits against Martha's Vineyard. The 1-1 misses up and away, and it's 2-1 now to Collins. Started every game this season at Creighton, an everyday kind of guy. Started both games in exhibition play for the Gatemen. 2-1 misses outside, and it's now 3-1 to Isaac Collins, who has a good eye and has induced a couple of walks in the exhibition games so far this season. 3 balls and a strike. Vanskoy ready to go as Collins steps into the box from the right side. Here's the pitch. 3-1 misses at the eyeballs and outside, so a good job from Isaac Collins to induce a walk from Spencer Vanskoy and puts a runner on at first base with nobody out for Dominic Clementi. Clementi 0 for 2 today, walked in the second, grounded out to second in the 5th, and then flied out to right field in the 7th. Collins does have some speed on the base paths, 12 steals for the Creighton Blue Jays of the Big East Conference this season. First pitch from Vanskoy to Clementi is swung on and fisted back and left into the netting, and it's 0-1. Clementi had a stellar season this year at Michigan. He's gotten off to a bit of a slow start here for Wareham between the exhibition games and today, but he has an excellent eye at the plate, as Cam alluded to a little bit earlier. Vanskoy comes set, the 0-1. Looping breaking ball up in toward the body of Clementi. He had to lean out of the way, and it's 2-0. Or excuse me, it's 1-1. Collins being held on at first by Tristan English. A short lead for the speedster from Creighton. The 1-1. Breaking ball misses down and away, and it's 2-1. Clementi from Heartland, Wisconsin, and Arrowhead High School. First team All Big Ten this season for the Michigan Wolverines. Vanskoy peeks at first, making sure Collins stays there. The 2-1 pitch is a called strike at the knees on the outer half. Clementi didn't love the call from the home plate umpire, Mickey Garcia, and it's 2-2.
It's a tough call, right at the bottom of the zone, right on the outer half as well, so he has a right to be a bit upset there.
2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch from Vanskoy misses up and away, and it's 3-2. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Wind still blowing out to right field. Vanskoy comes set, chest high, the pitch home. Misses downstairs, back-to-back walks to lead off the inning for the Gatemen. And now it's we're headed to the top of the order, and Skylar Hunter, the switch-hitting center fielder, who will bat right. Hunter, a single and a run scored in the first, has since struck out twice and grounded out to second base. And now Tom Holliday, the manager, it appears, will make the call to the bullpen here for Chatham, and that'll do it for Spencer Vanskoy. Vanskoy looked good through 2, but has struggled to find the zone in this half inning, this top of the 9th. What's been the difference so far, Cam?
I think those breaking pitches just aren't getting the break. We've seen a couple he's left up this inning, and that's led to some walks. He was really nasty his first couple innings of work, getting low and in the zone. He was able to get guys to swing and miss at that. But in this inning, he's just been leaving those up. Not much of a fastball to speak of from Vanskoy, so that's really been the real problem for him in this inning, and that's why the Gatemen have 2 guys on here with still nobody out.
And it's been a good job from Isaac Collins and Dominic Clementi to get on at all costs in these first couple of exhibition games, and then today. Both have induced a number of walks, and both have been able to get on the base pass and get on pretty consistently here for Wareham. It's been impressive, and the 2 of them pretty good friends. Clementi gives Collins a ride to practice every day. So it's nice to see both of them getting on as the new pitcher for the Anglers comes in. It'll be a right-hander for Chatham. It'll be Cam Jabara from Orange Coast College, the same school that Gus Colpo of the Gatemen attended this season.
And I don't know if we've ever had 2 Orange Coast College guys in the Cape League. This might be a first. And building off that Isaac Collins point, I liked his at-bat coming off the bench today. Coming off the bench, first at-bat of the game here in the 9th inning. It's very easy for him to want to swing away. He's had a good bat, a hot bat so far in this season, as we're really in our 3rd game that he's played, 2 preseason and this the first regular season game. But he's able to stay patient. He was facing a guy that at that point was still throwing strikes in the innings before that. He didn't get too over-anxious, was waiting for his pitch, never got it, and a good walk drawn there. And obviously Clementi, as we've said, he's been doing that all 3 games now. Just a great eye at the plate, and I'm sure those hits will come for him as well.
So Cameron Jabara, the right-hander from Orange Coast College and Newport Harbor High School by way of the University of Oregon, comes into the game for the Anglers. 6'2", 185, a 3.96 ERA this season with Orange Coast, 72 2/3 innings pitched, 63 strikeouts for the right-hander Jabara. The first batter that he'll face is the switch-hitting Skylar Hunter, who originally was going to come to bat from the right side against Vanscoy, but now will head over to the left half of the plate against the right-hander Jabara. Hunter 1 for 4 today, singled and scored a run in the first, and as we mentioned, 2 strikeouts and a ground out since then. Runners at first and second, nobody out, a 5-4 lead for the Gatemen. Jabara checks second a couple times. The pitch is downstairs in the dirt for a ball. Hunter did show bunt but pulled it back in time, and it's 1-0. Corner infielders coming in. Ben Ramirez at third, Tristan English at first. Again, he shows bunt, but again, the pitch misses the strike zone. And it's 2-0 as that ball missed outside.
And again, as I said earlier, not a huge fan of the sack bunt, but right here, you've got speed on both bases, especially the lead runner, Collins. So this could be a nice move by Don Snedden to just try and get an insurance run across and not have it as a one-run game in the bottom half of the ninth.
2-0 pitch from Jabara, again misses outside, and now it's 3-0.
Then again, you got to get a strike if you want to get anything down.
So Vanscoy lifted because he was struggling to throw strikes, and now Cameron Jabara having a similar problem. Here's the 3-0 pitch from the right-hander, taking all the way, and it's going to miss the strike zone. A 4-pitch walk for Jabara loads the bases here on the top of the ninth, and that'll give way to Oliver Dunn, who's already got a home run today.
And I thought those last 2 pitches looked pretty good. High fastballs there from Jabara, but a tough one. Obviously taking all the way, 3-0 there, and able to get on with a close call.
So the left-handed hitting Dunn will step in. As we mentioned, a solo homer to his credit today, the first home run of the season for the Gatemen. First pitch to him misses outside, and that's 5 straight pitches out of the strike zone to start the day for Cameron Jabara.
He's lucky he's not at Bluebell Park in College Station. Those Aggie fans will serenade you after a 4-pitch walk.
The 1-0. That one hits the outside half of the plate for a called strike, and it's 1-1. Dunn from Utah walked and scored a run in the first. And that solo shot in the fifth, 2 runs scored today, also was hit by a pitch in his last at-bat in the 7th. Here's the 1-1 from Jabara. Swung on, hit to the shortstop Jones. It hits the umpire. And now runners will move up. 2 runs will score now, as both Isaac Collins and Dominic Clemente will come in to score on a very backwards play, it appears, and they originally signaled Clemente home. Now he'll head back to third base.
So, from what I understand, as it hits the umpire, it becomes a dead ball. And like a ball that would go into the dugout, would also be a dead ball. That guy at third would be able to score. And we saw him. He pointed Clemente home, and then when he crossed home plate, brings him back. So a bit of an odd play there.
Nonetheless, it will be bases loaded still for the Gatemen and Andrew Vaughn at the plate. It'll be an RBI single for Oliver Dunn, his second RBI of the day after that solo homer. So the bases are loaded. Clemente at third, Skylar Hunter at second, and Oliver Dunn at first base here for the Gatemen. The first pitch to Vaughn is a breaking pitch that misses down in the zone, and the count is 1-0.
And definitely a tough break on that hit there for Chatham, because I think that's a play that Jones would have been able to make, maybe even turn 2 there.
6-4 lead now for Wareham, and the pitch home is swung on and popped straight up behind home plate. The catcher, Mccann, sheds the mask, tracks the ball, and it's going to bounce out of his glove. It looked like it might land over the net, and it kind of got pushed back in by the breeze. And Mccann couldn't find it, and Andrew Vaughn stays alive.
And that is going to be ruled an error on Mccann, and fittingly so. Was camped under it all night, it looked like, and just clanked right off his glove.
Bases still loaded. Andrew Vaughn still in the batter's box. Still nobody out here for the Gatemen. 1-1 the count to the burly right-hander from Cal Berkeley. Here's the pitch from Jabara. Misses in the dirt. Good stop by Mccann. Couldn't find it for a moment, but then shed the mask and was able to locate the ball before anybody could move up. And it's counted as 2-1. Two balls and a strike to count with nobody out, and the bases loaded here for the Gatemen. The pitch from Jabara to Vaughn is swung on and hit into right field, slicing into foul territory. Torkelson gives it a look, but it's going to get out of play and out over the chain link fence down the right field line. It's 2-2.
I'm actually a little surprised that Torkelson went full out for that one. Obviously ended up out of play, but a tough night at the plate for Vaughn. If he catches it in foul ground, that's automatically a run home. The Gatemen score that run easily on a sacrifice fly. I actually, oddly enough, would have taken the chances there, even with the bases loaded, to let that pitch go foul and put another strike on Vaughn. Obviously, doesn't matter in the end. Paul was out of play.
Even count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch from Jabara misses down and away once again. Another good stop from Kyle Mccann, but now a 3-ball count to Andrew Vaughn with runners at all 3 bases. 3 walks already for the Gatemen in this half inning, plus a single from Oliver Dunn. Have them with a 6-4 lead, bases loaded, nobody out. Here comes the payoff pitch from Jabara. Swung on and rocketed deep to left field at the track, at the wall, and this one is gone. A grand slam for Andrew Vaughn.
Well, it's a good thing Torkelson was going for that foul ball then, huh? Doesn't matter for him in the end, but a real line shot in that long porch down the left field line for the grand slam.
340 down the line, and we've seen a couple of balls get hung up there, but this one heads over the fence for a home run, and every home run this season for the Gatemen is brought to you by Eastern Oil and Propane, the official home run sponsor of your Wareham Gatemen. So after that home run, now a 10-4 lead for the Gatemen here in the top of the 9th, and the first pitch to Bryant Packard is swung on and looped into left field and in front of the left fielder for a base hit. Packard hesitated around first and now will glide into second. It looked like the left fielder Simpson had a little bit of trouble coming up with the ball. We'll have to wait and see if they score that as an error. They will indeed score it, so it'll be a single and then advance to second base for Packard, I should say. On the error, it'll go as an E7 against Colin Simpson. Now Parker Phillips, the designated hitter from Austin Peay, steps in with a runner in scoring position. Still nobody out. First pitch to him. He has a breaking ball that's in the dirt, and it's 1-0. So a big inning for the Gatemen here. Already had a 1-run lead coming into it, but how about some insurance runs? An RBI single from Oliver Dunn, and then a grand slam from the right-handed hitting Andrew Vaughn, as this one's hit on the ground towards shortstop, and over to first goes Greg Jones for the second out of the inning, or rather the first out of the inning.
The shortstop, number 4, Bryson Stott.
So Bryson Stott will come into bat now for the Gatemen. 1 for 4 on the day. Single in his first at-bat in the first. Nothing since. Now Tom Holliday going to come out once again from the Chatham dugout. Jabara with his hands on his hips. Doesn't look too pleased, and a new pitcher will come in for Chatham. And it's been a big inning for the Gatemen so far, Cam.
Sure has. Good things come to those who wait. They were patient at the plate. They had faced a couple of guys who weren't throwing strikes. Were able to get on base, work some walks, and this is why you have Andrew Vaughn hit down here in Wareham this year. He gets a real hold of one to left field, grand slam, and all of a sudden we've got a laugher on our hands here in the 9th inning.
This inning started at 5-4. We're all the way up to 10-4 here, and it all started with a pair of walks from Isaac Collins, who pinch hit for Luke Roscom, and then Dominic Clementi walked as well. Spencer Van Scoy gets lifted. Then Cameron Jabara comes into the game, issues a 4-pitch walk to Skylar Hunter. Oliver Dunn drives in a run on a hit that hit the umpire.
Yeah, now that play becomes all the more bigger because I thought that might have been a double play. Definitely you get one out of that as Jones was in front of it in the shortstop position before it hits the umpire there. And now all of a sudden the next batter drives in 4 on 1 pitch.
And a new pitcher on the mound here for the Chatham Anglers. It'll be the left-hander Michael Kirian from Louisville. So you've seen a couple of left-handers, a couple of right-handers here today for Chatham. Alec Manoa led it off. He was the starter today for the Anglers, the right-hander. Then we saw the right-hander Jack Conlon, the left-hander Spencer Van Scoy from Arizona State. Just out of the game now was Cameron Jabara, and into the game from Louisville is Michael Kirian, who will deal from his left side. Kirian, a freshman, 6'6", 240 pounds from New Regal, Ohio. A 12.71 ERA this season with the Louisville Cardinals. 15 games pitched, all in relief. Just 11 1/3 innings, though, in those 15 games. 12 hits, 18 runs, 16 earned runs, 14 walks, and 16 strikeouts for the young left-hander. So not quite the start he wanted to get to his collegiate career, but let's see if he can do anything with one of the best hitters in the country in Bryson Stott. Stott, the left-handed hitting shortstop from UNLV, steps in with a runner on at third in Bryant Packard. First pitch from the left-hander Kirian to the left-hander Stott, misses down and in for a ball, and it's 1-0. Stott led the country in doubles this season with 30. Will be leaving as a part of Team USA sometime in the near future for the Gatemen. 1-0 misses inside. Stott has to trot himself all the way to the right-handed batter's box, and it's 2-0. Kirian, a big boy, 6'6", 240 pounds. The Ohio Gatorade Player of the Year last year for the state of Ohio. The 2-0 misses up and in, nearly hit Stott in the face. He had to bend out of the way, and it's 3-0. Runner on at third is Bryant Packard, after he singled and then moved up to second on an error from the left fielder. 3-0 misses up and away. Stott taking all the way. It works out for him. And a 4-pitch walk, the second of the inning for a new pitcher for the Anglers. And now it's first and third runners at the corners for Austin Shenton. Shenton, the left-handed hitting third baseman from Florida International, steps in with not much pressure on his back. A 10-4 lead for Wareham here in the ninth. The first pitch to him is swung on and popped up high and into foul territory down the first base line. English gives it a look, but it clears the netting down that first base side and goes out of play, and his count is 0-1. Shenton, second team All-Conference USA. Bit of a jet setter as Kirian comes set. Here comes the 0-1. Breaking ball misses outside, and it's 1-1. He's from Bellevue, Washington. Played a couple of years of college out in Washington, then decided, hey, I'm going to take my talents all the way across the country to Florida International, now all the way up the East Coast here to the Cape. The 1-1, runner goes. Stott is off to the races, no throw down. It'll be a stolen base for Bryson Stott. He's got some speed on the base pass, and both runners in scoring position now with just one out. And I guess it's apropos that Shenton has found himself all over the country, aspires to be a traveling photographer. 2-1 is swung on and poked foul down the third baseline. The third baseman gives it a look, but it flies out of play.
Well, he's seen some great landscapes. He's not living in Kansas or anything. Washington State, Florida, and up here on the Cape. That's not bad for your photography career, if I do say so myself.
Three of the best places to take pictures in the country. Here comes the 2-2. He swings on it and pops it up back and left once again, and it goes out of play, and the count holds even.
Be interesting to see if White comes back out for the bottom of the ninth for Wareham. He was just throwing some warm-up tosses down in the Gatemen bullpen to keep warm, Obviously a long inning here, chilly night. To keep his arm warm, so you got to think he'll probably be coming out here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
2 balls and 2 strikes from Kirian to Shenton. Here's the pitch from the left-hander. Swung on, poked toward center field and into center field, a base hit. Scoring from third is Bryant Packard, and the Gatemen extend the lead. It's now 11-4 in the top of the 9th.
Yeah, just over the second baseman's head there, Wilhite, and because of that, the runner at second has to hold up, or else he would have scored as well.
We're all the way back to where we started. Isaac Collins, the switch-hitting pinch hitter, came in for Luke Roscom to lead off this 9th, walked and scored a run, and ever since it's been a whirlwind for the Gatemen. 6 runs across to score in this top half of the 9th inning.
Kind of an interesting night for Collins. Gets his first at-bat pinch hitting in the 9th inning in a 1-run game. Did you think he was going to get 2 plate appearances tonight? You think he even thought that?
Did you think he thought it was going to be a 7-run game?
Didn't think so.
Crazy how things have changed here at Veterans Field.
I don't think he had that in his head.
And the Veterans Field is starting to clear out a bit as the Gatemen look to have this one well in hand. The 1-0 hits the outside black for a called strike, and it's 1-1. Collins batting from the right side, and if he had somehow faced Jabara, he could have had an at-bat from both the left side and right side of the plate, but sticking just from the right side, he's faced 2 lefties in this half inning. The 1-1 misses outside, and now it's 2-1 to Collins.
Same inning, 2 plate appearances, 2 different pitchers. Went from a 1-run game to a 7-run game.
It's been a wild ride.
The night characterized by Isaac Collins' plate appearances.
Runners at the corners and 1 out. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Misses outside, and it's 3-1. And we talked about Isaac Collins has an eagle eye at the plate, and just behind him, so does Dominic Clementi. He's in the on-deck circle should Collins find a way to reach and not induce 2 outs. 3 balls and a strike to count from Kirian. Here comes the pitch from the tall left-hander. Hits the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is full at 3-2. Three balls and 2 strikes to count. The pitch from Kirian. Swung on and hit into right field and in for a base hit. In to score from third is Stott. An RBI single from Isaac Collins, and it's now 12-4 Gatemen. We talked about the fact that the Gatemen had only, 4 or 5 hits in the first 8 innings or so, and now 5 just in this, or another 5 in just this half inning. 10 hits on the day for the Wareham Gatemen.
Pitch hitting for Clementi.
Looks like Dante Baldelli going to come in to pinch hit here for the Gatemen.
A new look here for Dante Baldelli. We've seen him with high socks in every other appearance this season. Now he's got the pants rolled all the way down as he waves and misses on a first pitch fastball in the outer half. It's 0-1.
And anxious to get after that first pitch. First at bat, first time to the plate today, pinch hitting. We commended Isaac Collins for not doing that. Dante wants his cuts though.
Misses inside in the dirt, and it's 1-1. Runners at first and second are Isaac Collins and Austin Shenton. 7 runs across the score for the Gatemen here in this top half of the 7th. The pitch home misses away. Now the count moves to 2-1. This is now the 11th batter of the inning for the Wareham Gatemen. 7 have come across the score in this half. 2-1 hits the outside black for a called strike, and it's 2-2.
Coach Nedden said he liked the bats tonight.
The only player that did not score in this inning for the Gatemen is Parker Phillips. Now the 2-2 is swung on, hit toward the second base hole. Wilhite over to make the play, and the throw on to first is in time for the second out of the inning. Runner moves up to second, not even close to a chance, or rather the runners stay at second and third, not even close to a chance of advancing for Austin Shenton. So Dante Baldelli goes fielder's choice 4-3. Now the top of the order in Skylar Hunter. With 2 outs, he hits one back up the middle. Nice glove there from Kirian. Snags it on the way by and throws on to first for the final out of the inning. but not before the Gatemen tack on 7 in the top of the 9th. The big hit of the rally for the Gatemen. Andrew Vaughn goes bye-bye baseball, in the words of last year's broadcaster Connor Federico. A grand slam for Andrew Vaughn in the top of the 9th. We're headed to the bottom half. Brendan White will try to shut it down for the Gatemen, coming up on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
AD Makepeace is the world's largest cranberry grower located right here in Wareham, Mass. The company offers public tours throughout the year, and you can visit Makepeace Farms in Tohonet Village for cranberry-themed gifts, sandwiches, and salads. Visit MakepeaceFarms.com. The Gatemen wish to thank Patty Wild and the trustees of the John Wild Charitable Trust for their continued support of Gatemen Baseball in Wareham.
Make sure you pick up all your Gatemen and CCBL gear at our merchandise booth, in addition to souvenir bats, programs, all-star tickets, and tickets for the Test Your Fastball game.
Since 1950, Morse Insurance has consistently offered the best insurance at competitive rates to generations of clients in southern Massachusetts. If you're frustrated with paying for what essentially feels like just a piece of paper, it's time for you to check out the one-of-a-kind client experience that only Morse Insurance can deliver.
Bottom of the 9th inning, Brendan White staying in the game, trying to shut this one down for the Gatemen. A 12-4 lead for Wareham in the bottom half of the final inning. 7 runs in the top half of the inning. Gatemen batted around, saw 11 runners head to the plate. Jake Snyder, the left-handed hitting infielder from the University of Louisville, will pinch hit here for the Anglers. Tom Holliday down 8 runs, just trying to get as many guys into this game as possible now. As the left-handed hitter from the University of Louisville, the first pitch comes in, it misses a little bit high, and the count is 1-0.
I'm surprised to see even on hits now for the teams. It was once 7-2 in the hit column in favor of Chatham. Now 10-all.
The 1-0 pitch hits the inside corner, called strike, and it's 1-1. Snyder 300 this season in 64 games for the Cardinals, 72 hits, 12 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs in his sophomore year. The 1-1. Another called strike on the inner half, and it's 1-2.
Also got a new catcher in the game for the Gatemen. That is going to be Andrew Millis from Missouri State, fresh onto the roster.
First time we've seen him this year. And the 1-2, good breaking ball, waved on and missed. A strikeout there of the new batter, Snyder from Louisville. And there's one gone on the strikeout, presented to you by Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard Law Firm, the official strikeout sponsor of your Wareham Gatemen. Now Fryman from Sanford going to step in and pinch hit in the place of Kyle Mccann. The first pitch from White to Fryman misses upstairs at the letters, and it's 1-0.
Fryman has some major league ties. His dad, Travis, played 13 seasons in the major leagues with both the Detroit Tigers and Cleveland Indians.
Second pitch to him, the 1-0 is hit on the ground towards second base. Done on a couple of hops on to first. And there's 2 outs now. The Gatemen 1 out away from finishing off an opening night win. Now a bit of a local guy, Benny Wanger from Yale, will pinch hit for Jake Taylor here, with 2 outs, in the bottom of the 9th. Wanger from Newton, Massachusetts, where Boston College is located, in Belmont Hill High School. First pitch from White to Wanger is a fastball called strike on the outer half, and it's 0-1.
Also a famous breeding ground to the sitcom stars, John Krasinski of The Office, and Matt LeBlanc of Friends, both from Newton. Not often we can throw that fact out there on a broadcast.
Absolute wealth of knowledge is Cam Stewart. The 0-1 misses outside, and it's 1-1. Wanger 196 this season for the Yale Bulldogs. 32 hits, 10 doubles, a triple, and 3 homers. Also pitches a .9 ERA on the mound for Wanger this season. 1-1 is fouled off back and left, and it's 1-2.
Honorable mention on the sitcoms. Wouldn't call him a star, but B.J. Novak, also of The Office, who plays Ryan in the show. Also from Newton, went to high school with John Krasinski.
I believe he's also a producer on that show.
Sure is.
So he certainly had a big part in that show's success. The 1-2 misses outside, and it's 2-2. So that 0.90 ERA this season for Wanger The batting numbers weren't there, but the pitching numbers certainly were. All Ivy League first team as a relief pitcher this season for the Bulldogs. And that's after he didn't even pitch last year. Very impressive this season for Wenger. The 2-2 is swung on, fouled straight back right toward us. The count holds even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wenger, 6'3", 220 pounds, hitting from the left side. Brendan White comes set, the 2-2. Breaking ball misses down and in. Good stop from Drew Millis, and the count is full. Payoff pitch from White. Called strike 3 on the outer half. What a way to end the game for the Gatemen. Another strikeout presented by Lang Exit Forest and Bullard Law Firm, the official strikeout sponsor of your Wareham Gatemen. 12-4, the final score from Veterans Field in Chatham, Massachusetts. A fantastic performance from the Wareham Gatemen on opening night, and a fantastic top out from the ninth camp. 7 runs come across to score.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have a real close one, that 5-4 in the 9th inning, but leave it to these Gatemen. Loaded offensively on this roster, able to break the game wide open, and we finish with a 12-4 laugher. Not a bad way to start off the Cape League season, huh?
2 home runs today for the Gatemen, coming off the bats of Oliver Dunn, who you don't really expect to hit a lot of home runs, only 4 on the year with the Utah Utes, but the other one you kind of expected, Andrew Vaughn, with 23 home runs this season, tied for second in the country in home runs, behind only Spencer Torkelson, who played tonight for Chatham. We'll have an interview coming up with our player of the game. It's going to be tough to pick one today. Oliver Dunn was fantastic, scored a couple of runs, but then again, Andrew Vaughn hit a grand slam in the 9th, so we'll have to wait and see who they grab for us as they come up. But another thing that was impressive today was, I think, the Gatemen pitching. Even though there were 4 runs that came across to score, only a couple of them earned, all of them coming off the hand of Jarrod Horn. Other than Horn, who I still think was pretty impressive, this pitching staff looked magnificent today for Wareham.
Yeah, I really liked Joey Matulovic today. Was able to work all of his pitches, had swing and miss stuff. It was able to get those strikeouts that he is known for in college, so really a great start for him. And as you mentioned, with Jarrod Horn able to battle back, it was a high ERA for Horn at Cal this year, and now I think we know why he earned this trip to the Cape League. He is someone who battles back. He doesn't let anything rattle him there on the mound. A little tough luck for him, a couple of errors out in the field, a couple of pass balls, wild pitches, and he was able to leave guys stranded in scoring position in 2 innings. 2 separate innings he was able to leave guys in scoring position. So I thought overall a couple of runs allowed, but I think Horn was impressive, like you said, able to battle back, some great mental toughness.
Certainly going to be an interesting season for the Gatemen. We saw so much production from the offense today, but most of that came from the Team USA guys who they will be losing in a couple of weeks. Bryson Stott, Andrew Vaughn, Bryant Packard, and then Ken Waldachuk, who we didn't see today, but we should see pretty soon, the left-hander from St. Mary's, all 4 on the roster for the Gatemen. They all performed incredibly well and proved why they're Team USA picks.
Yeah, and I think it's honestly a good move for them to utilize their time. I know a lot of these guys don't want to kind of lose all of their summer playing baseball, even though they like it so much. They will be playing with Team USA, but they did decide to travel and come up and play here in the Cape League, and it keeps you warm. You know, we see some guys start the season here in the Cape who haven't played their college seasons in a couple of weeks, and they're cold. Their timing isn't there. The bat speed isn't there just yet, but these guys keeping warm with it, and I think this will be a great segue into them for Team USA, and we'll see if any of them come back. That season only ends about the 2nd or 3rd week in July, so they would have time. Typically, you wouldn't see it too much, but you never know.
An impressive day for the Gatemen all around, as both teams have post-game meetings here down the 3rd base and 1st base lines. And another thing I want to talk about for this Gatemen team, I thought the defense was pretty impressive today. Save a couple of errors in the middle part of the game.
Yeah, some mental lapses at shortstop. Just back into it as Stott coming back after the college season ended for him. But overall, they were pretty solid. They were rangy in the infield. The outfield was on it today. A couple of good throws on some sacrifice flies, and just overall well played in the outfield. And all around today, especially Luke Roscom behind the plate, he had a really solid day at his first start at catcher this year.
A 12-4 win for the Gatemen on opening night. An incredibly impressive win. 7 runs come across to score in the top half of the ninth. They needed all that insurance, and they certainly got it from the offense.
The Gatemen would like to thank Wareham Country Market for helping to feed the Gatemen players and staff after games. They are located about a quarter of a mile from the field on Route 6, offering a convenience store, a Dunkin' Donuts, and a deli.
The Mezzaluna restaurant is a third-generation family-run Italian restaurant celebrating 80 years in business. Located on Main Street in Buzzards Bay at the foot of the Bourne Bridge, Mezzaluna specializes in Italian cuisine, seafood, steaks, and chops, and offers fresh nightly specials, a lunch menu that's the best deal in town, and serving Cape Cod's famous prime rib every Wednesday and Saturday. Enjoy outside dining in the summer months and a full bar and lounge area year-round. Book your private function in one of our many function rooms. Although reservations are not required, they are always recommended. Come enjoy the feast at Mezzaluna, the Italian family restaurant.
For a nostalgic Cape Cod vacation experience, head to Bay Motor Inn, where guests are treated like family. Located in the heart of Buzzards Bay Village, this 1950-style cottage colony still provides you with up-to-date amenities. The Gatemen thank the Bay Motor Inn for their support.
Head on over to BB's Bar and Grill for food, drinks, and fun. Located just off Cranberry Highway, come in to sample the scrumptious fare or relax with a drink while enjoying live entertainment. The Gatemen thank BB's Bar and Grill for their support.
Cape Cod Healthcare is the leading provider of healthcare services for residents and visitors of Cape Cod, with 2 acute care hospitals and more than 450 physicians. For more information, please visit capecodhealth.org. Cape Cod Healthcare, expert physicians, quality hospitals, superior care.
One of the Gatemen's favorite places for their post-game meals is Cool Cone, where you can get anything from fried clams and fried chicken to an ice cream sundae, and then top it all off with a round of mini golf. Cool Cone, located on Route 6 on the Wareham-Marion line.
At E.L. Morse Lumber, commitment to the customer shines through in every aspect of their daily operations, including their competitive prices, complete product selection, and superior customer care. Visit E.L. Morse Lumber, located on Cranberry Highway in Wareham, for service with a personal touch.
The Gateway Tavern, located on Marion Road in Wareham, offers an extensive but not exhaustive array of menu choices. They search for the finest in foods, ranging from garden fresh produce to hand-selected seafood, and have special menus that change daily. The Gateway Tavern is proud to be the official helmet of the Wareham Gatemen.
The Bay Point Golf Club offers a unique collection of 18 championship golf holes, a beautiful banquet facility, and a club host that has a fully stocked pro shop. The Bay Point Grill is a perfect place to grab a meal or watch a game. The course is located off of Onset Avenue in Buzzards Bay. The Gatemen thank you for your support.
Wareham House of Pizza has been serving Wareham and Marion for over 40 years with steak and cheese, pizza, and subs. Located in Shaw's Plaza, head on over for pickup or let them deliver to you.
South Coast Health, operators of Charlton Memorial Hospital, St. Luke's Hospital, and Toby Hospital, delivers an unmatched combination of clinical excellence with a personal touch. They are proud to serve as southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island's only not-for-profit health system, as well as the region's largest employer. South Coast Health, the best care plus something more.
Located along the Cape Cod Canal, Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay is the area's newest rental independent living, assisted living, and memory care community. With some of the area's largest apartments and an ultra-inclusive monthly service package, Keystone Place is a life-fulfilling retirement community unlike any other. Distinct assisted living and memory care programs provide personal care services according to each individual's needs. Discover Keystone Place, the best option for meeting the care and support needs of seniors on Cape Cod.
The Beach House Grill at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa is the perfect spot for a seaside lunch or evening clam bake, a proud member of leading hotels of the world.
Whatever your goals may be, Joe Crespi and the Merrill Lynch of Taunton will work with you to develop a customized financial strategy designed to help you pursue what's important to you. Managing your wealth and listening to you is their top priority.
At the intersection of Route 195 and 28, Wareham Crossing, home of Lowe's, Target, and Red Robin, is the sponsor of the Gatemen Intern Program. They help to provide a world-class internship experience in broadcasting, marketing, sports management, and baseball operations. Check out Wareham Crossing's schedule for this year's Summer Movie Night Series.
This segment is brought to you by Village Signs of Mattapoisett. They do it all, from logo design, trucks and buildings, to boats. Village Signs has proudly served Southern New England for over 35 years. Visit them at villagesigns.inc.com for all your signage needs.
Back on the Gatemen Postgame Show, J.D. Rachi and Cam Stewart finishing things up here from Veterans Field, and we've got our player of the game, Andrew Vaughn, a grand slam in the top half of the ninth inning. What's going through your mind here, there, in that at bat, and you take 1 yard?
I mean, my first couple at bats, I wasn't seeing it too well, and I came up there and just wanted to focus on seeing the baseball well, and I was seeing his breaking ball hit the dirt pretty good, and got to 3-2, and I kind of sat fastball, and I put a good swing on it.
And 5-4 headed into the top of the ninth. You guys knew you wanted a couple of insurance runs. You certainly got them with 7 coming across in the top half of the ninth. What was the message from Coach Sneddon and going into that half inning, and then what was the mood like in the dugout after you guys get 7 across to really lock this game up?
It was a good team feeling, knowing we had a bit of a lead going in. Our pitchers could go out there and just throw strikes and get us a win tonight.
And then only a couple of days now with the Gatemen for you. How has it been so far coming out here from California and getting settled in?
It's a great atmosphere out here. I really enjoy it. It's a great state. It's a great league. Pretty honored to be here and be a part of the Gatemen.
Andrew, a little off balance, it looked like in the first couple at-bats, maybe a little rusty. What adjustments did you make in-game to get that pitch you wanted in the ninth inning?
Just simplify for me. Maybe I was thinking a little bit too much coming in my first couple at bats, and then I just toned it down and just told myself I just got to play baseball and just do my thing.
A fantastic game from Andrew Vaughn today, the grand slam in the top half of the ninth inning to really lock up this game and finish things off for the Gatemen. Andrew Vaughn is our Gatemen player of the game today. Andrew, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Well, Cam, a fantastic win for the Gatemen here in the first game of the season. 12-4, the final score from Veterans Field. Gatemen over the Anglers. We want to thank you all for listening to this broadcast of Wareham Gatemen Baseball on the Gatemen Baseball Network. The general manager of the Wareham Gatemen is Andrew Lang. The producers of today's broadcast are Trevor Russo and Cam Gonsalves. Our sideline reporter is Mary Orders, and thanks to our writer Ian Becerra and today's host Henrique Demore. The next broadcast of Wareham Gatemen Baseball will be tomorrow as the Wareham Gatemen open up the home part of the season as they host the Harwich Mariners. Game starts at 6:30 and our coverage begins at 6 p.m. with Gatemen Pregame. For Henrique Demore and Cam Stewart, I'm J.D. Rachi. Thanks for tuning in to this presentation of Wareham Gatemen Baseball on the Gatemen Baseball Network.